Okay, we're going. Liam. Tell them to keep quiet. Okay.
Alright, that's it. Tune in a second now.
Have you any family playing back here? No. You have one son.
I have one son and
One nephew. No,
I have no
Reckon nephews. Welcome to Elvery's McHale Park here today on another beautiful autumnal Sunday, one borrowed from summer. We've had some great Sundays here lately. Today we have two clubs escaping their counties in the Connacht Intermediate Football Championship semi-final. Hollymount-Carramore, the Mayo champions, against Melvin Gaels, the Leitrim champions. Game starts at 2 o'clock, just about 20 minutes time. Our build-up begins now. And David Gillespie would be hospitable of us as Mayo people to welcome you to McHale Park today.
Thank you very much, and it's great to be here. It's great to be here with a team. Looking forward to hopefully getting into Connacht final, and great day for football. The sun is shining down, so looking forward to good sporting game.
You're chairperson of Melvin Gaels, a club with a good tradition, of course. I think you were senior champions not too long ago.
Yeah, we were a senior and very unlucky to go down into intermediate, and lucky enough that Liam came in there and rallied the lads and got them back up into, we're back to senior football next year. So that's what it's all about, is senior football, and that's where we would like to compete. It's
a time-honoured tradition here that nobody tells us the truth when we ask them how the team are today. There's always a late injury, so please tell us who is not playing or who is playing. Maybe break the mould by telling us something.
No, we're all good. We're here.
It looks like it doesn't sound good to me, Liam Cohen. Are you convinced?
No, I'm not convinced for one moment at all. I've asked him early on. He's part with no secrets at all. So
have a second go at it, David.
No, things are looking good for us, so it's just to get the whistle blown and get stuck in and hopefully enjoy the game.
You have people all over the world watching this today, I know?
Absolutely, yeah. People in America, Australia, in the UK there as well. So it's great. It's great. Like we have tried to upskill in trying to market the club, promote the club in every avenue we can. So this is a new addition to us, which is brilliant. And it's great because everybody, I know Facebook and online now is great. But it's great that people can get their chance to see the players and see how they play and get involved themselves.
Okay, David, you'll stay with us for a couple of moments. Liam Cohen, you're chairperson of Hollymount-Carramore, and of course your son Stephen is playing today, and what would be described as a clatter of nephews.
Oh, clatter of nephews, yeah. If you hit one of us, you have to hit a lot of us, so that's where we are. No, it's a great occasion for our family, for our club. As David said here, it's great to be here playing a semi-final, looking forward to hopefully making a final. And on a day like today, where else would you be? It's a super occasion, the pitch looks fabulous, the day is great, so none of us have any excuses, so it's hopefully full tilt from here on in now.
By my reckoning, the 3 times Hollymount, before it became Hollymount-Carramore, won the Mayo Senior Football Championship. You played Leitrim opposition on 2 of those occasions, Shauna Heslins, Ballinamore, yes, and up to the Willies and Ahawillan as well. Yes. And I think you lost both of them, did you?
Oh, we did indeed. They're a hardy bunch. That's why we tried to get them down here. We said going to Leeds and we had no hope at all. So we might have some sort of an outside chance playing here today, you know.
Poor mouth officially.
Oh, absolutely. Sure, we're in the disadvantaged area here as well, you see, and we always had the poor mouth. So.
Give me some sort of a story about Darren McHugh at full back and Kevin Fearick at half forward. Injury doubts again.
Yeah, both of them are injured doubts. They had a late fitness test. We're hoping they'll make it, but it's not looking good for Kevin. But Darren has an outside chance of making it, I think. But we'll see. The team wasn't named as I came in. They had a late fitness test on Kevin and on Darren. So hopefully, I'd like to see both of them making it. If they have a full team, we'd like to have a full team, and you know that's what we all hope for. But we have good subs as well. We have a great squad, great bunch of lads, and this is a day to use your squad. So hopefully things will work out right for us.
And I know both of you are very grateful to your broadcast sponsors today. You've got Colin Roofing.
Yeah, we have Colin. Colin is he's a great supporter of our club. His sons Luke and Jack are here today as well. Porrick he's a great man for talking, but he's a bit camera shy, but he's a great supporter. He's a great man to sell the lotto. He's a great man to put his hand in his pocket. And as all the people in the area are, even Hollymount stores there now, they supply the food to the lads before the training, and great bunch of people right around. But Porrick he's an exceptional supporter. He's a great lad. He's a great first man to put his hand in his pocket always. So I'd like to thank Porrick, and I'd like to thank Colin Roofing for the support for today.
David, the fact that one of your sponsors is in Bundoran lets people realise how close your area is to that little line line of Leitrim goes right up between Sligo and Donegal there.
Definitely, yeah, we're very far north there, very close, only 3 miles from Bundoran. So I suppose a lot of our interaction is in the Bundoran area and that. So we have BMG, which have been sponsors of the club for many, many years, and we're very proud to be involved with BMG. And also we have Drogheda Salmon Fisheries as well, there in Loreen in Kinloch. Without the sponsors, sure, no club could survive in that. So it is great. And also we have a local lotto that's going every week, 50-50. Which is very important because it does cost money, and you need people on board and backing you, and it's trying to help promote their business as well. And we're getting better at it, promoting the club and promoting BMG and Salmon Fisheries and all other sponsors that have been involved with the club all down through the years and that.
You want to present a nice piece of salmon to Liam Cohn, the Hollymount-Carramore chairperson, before we get into the hostilities here?
Absolutely, yeah. We'll get him a nice salmon, all right. A good heavy one for you.
We'll put him in for our lotto as well. So, speaking of lotto, can I just say we're online with a lotto. We have a smart lotto. It's available to our people all around the world. And while we're talking about that, I'd just like to mention a few people. Lisa Mannion is a niece of mine. She's in Canada, watching in today. Sean Nocton is in London. Shane O'Brien and Karen Ruan are in America, and all these people, a lot more, too many to mention, but they've seen it the last day and they've been very impressed with this, and they're looking forward to this again today.
And Andrew Ford in Kosovo the last.
Oh, Andrew Ford, yes, I saw that, yes, and we have to mention Helen, his mother as well, Helen Ford. So
you have to mention Helen.
Oh, Helen has to mention, no doubt about it. But no, it's a great occasion, as David said. It's great to reach out to our people who are abroad, who are away, or even people around the country who can come here today. It's a great idea, and it brings it to a broader family, we'll say.
Okay, and yes, 1 second, David. I know that your lotto, your new club tops. People who buy online before next Sunday night are entered into a draw for a free jacket, sponsored by Health West Community Pharmacy Ballandine.
Health West. No, Ulton Malloy has been a great supporter of us. He's from day one. He's been a great supporter. We have our jerseys with his name on them. Our present jerseys are by Pat and Marit Hayes from Hollymount. But Ulton, yes, again this year his term was up, but he phoned me again. He said, look, he'd like to get involved. He said he got good support from us. We'd like to support these people, and he very kindly came on board. Now the jacket is for the lotto. It's not as this big XXL that I have on. It's the jacket that suits the ordinary person.
David.
Yeah, we have, I suppose, our team, it's a very young team. It's predominantly minors and into under 21 players, which I suppose a lot of lads had to emigrate, and, the likes of Paul McGurn and Joe McGowan, and we've Paul McGowan, a lot of people in Australia and that. So that's why we're very, very young. So anything we get here today, or to get here today, has been a bonus. Because it's just such a young team, and I suppose I realise that really when you look at the lads heading off from the community centre and see their parents dropping them off. A lot of them don't even have cars or driving, so it just demonstrates the youth that's here. But I suppose people had to move off, and we have people in Australia, the Pauls and McGowans and McLoans and in America and that, and it's great to have them people abroad, and when they do come back, they can bring back knowledge and support and all that, so it's great.
Okay, gentlemen, I'll let you back to see your team before they go out. David and Liam, club chairpersons, shaking hands before they go. We have sponsors for the broadcast today. Can we get this, Anthony? Colleran Roofing, Porrick Colleran. I played football against him. Roofing and cladding. His sons Jack and Luke are here. You come here a second, lads. I know the motto of the business is every angle covered, which is very appropriate because they're based on top of Caltra Hill there, which is the highest hill this side of the Rio Grande, I think. They can see all of South Mayo and lots of West Mayo there as well. Come in, gentlemen. I know you play with the club. Daddy was a bit shy today, was he, Luke?
He was, yeah. He's still sitting out in the stand there watching us.
You play under 12 with Hollymount-Carramore?
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen today?
I don't know. Hopefully they'll win it.
Will there be free roofs for everybody in Hollymount-Carramore if they win?
I don't know.
Okay. Maybe. Jack, we can grab you here for a second too. I know there was a family birthday last night. You want to wish happy birthday to your sister?
It was, yeah. My sister's 18th was on last night, and Jackie's. And I just wish her happy birthday if she's up. If she's up yet.
She's not coming to the game?
She didn't come to the game today, no.
Okay, are you hopeful?
I'm sure I'm hopeful. There's a good bunch of players out there. I think they have it within them anyways.
And you play under 16 for the club, is it?
Under 16, under 15, yeah. We have an under 15 final next Friday, so we do.
Against Ballyhonus?
Against Ballyhonus, yeah.
Okay, well, the best of luck in that, and thanks to Porrick Colleran Roofing. Give me a quick look at it there again, Jack. You hold it up again. Roofing and cladding. Porrick Colleran Roofing and cladding. Hollymount-Carramore sponsors, and we have other sponsors as well. I'm not sure if they're represented here in the room. We might get a chat to them later on. BMG Hardware and DIY in Bundoran, and Drow's Salmon Fishery in Kinloch as well too. They're our main sponsors today of today's broadcast. So thank you very much, gentlemen. You can go and enjoy the game. We're joined by Liam Henley again today too, our social media man. And Liam, come in for a quick second and we'll get Gareth Foley and James Regan lined up as well. Liam, people can tweet us and Facebook us if they want to wish the teams well. Anybody on yet?
No, nobody's really on yet, but hopefully people will start tweeting in now.
Any talk you want to leave St. Bridget's? There's a lot of controversy that you turned down your father's native club, Hollymount-Carramore, a few weeks ago here.
I know, I'm still thinking about it, but it's looking good for Bridget.
Okay, very good. Back to your machine there, Liam. Good man. He's our junior correspondent today. And I'm now going to call in Gareth Foley and James Regan to join us. They're our match analysts, one from each club. James, of course, Hollymount-Carramore man. He was here a couple of weeks ago, and a nervous man he was that day because that was a nerve-wracking final for Hollymount-Carramore. And Gareth Foley, if you want to just come a little bit closer, lads, here. James, first of all, you made your debut for Hollymount against the Leitrim club, is that right?
That's right, yeah. Back in 1994, I came on as a substitute in the Connacht semi-final against Ahowillan down there. It wasn't a great day. I came on with about 15-20 minutes left. We're a few points up. I gave away a penalty and we lost. So that was my debut. But I was 16, so I was very young. But yeah, that's a good memory.
Went on to play a lot of years. You were in Jarlath at the time, I take it, were you?
Yeah, I was in Jarlath at the time. I was in fourth year. So I was playing college football up there. I was loving my football and all that, playing well, but just unfortunately that day I gave away a penalty. And it's something I look back on every now and then, that maybe that was the year that Hollymount could have gone on to win Connacht and drive on, but unfortunately I was very inexperienced. As I said, I was 16 years old. It was tough to take, but hopefully we've a different result out here today.
Gareth, you played for a lot of years for Melvin Gaels as well. In fact, you say that you suffer from the same ailment that brought down Colin Regan, but Colin Regan is listed number 28 today. He hasn't fully given up to that. What is that exact ailment?
It's TMB. It's too many.
TMB, I haven't heard that one. Have you heard it, James?
No.
Is it peculiar to Leitrim?
It's too many birthdays. Yeah. So when you get a bit too old, no. Colin's 40 years of age out here, but in fairness, Colin keeps himself in fantastic shape and always has been. And I suppose he's a bit like the Giggs of the Man United. He's here, and if he's needed, he'll bring a wealth of experience. So he won't be lacking if he's called upon. He'll do a job for us, and no doubt about that.
A young team, Melvin Gaels are going with this year.
That's right. Yeah, we have I think about 6 of the team that won the championship in 2012. But unfortunately, due to emigration, the way the country is, and with other players club hopping, we have a few guys missing, But we have a lot of minors in here. We have a lot of very, very good footballers. We're after winning 4 minor B championships in a row, and there's great talent coming up. But the experience level wouldn't be here. But we definitely, if we can keep a game nice and wide and open, we might have an attractive game here today.
We tried Liam Cohen for injury news. I think Kevin Feerick is out, is he?
Well, if he is, it's news to me. He's running around out there now. So
is he?
As far as I know, Kevin's out there. Okay. Well, he was doing the warm up in the back pitch anyway. So I've no update for you, I'm afraid. Yeah.
What about Darren McHugh? There's always a worry about Darren's knee.
Darren is good to go. Darren's good to go now. He was training well during the week. We didn't play him last week. We had a league game last week and we rested him. But in fairness to Darren played 55 minutes of the county final here, so he's good to go.
Probably no harm for people abroad and people listening as well locally to go through some of the Mayo League results this morning. Very quickly, Mitchell's crowned league champions. That takes you out, but you weren't really expecting the miracle today, were you?
No, we weren't. Now, in fairness, we'd have taken this as the start of the year. We're in contention now to finish second. We've to play Brafey now with 1 round left. So congratulations to Mitchells. But yeah, we only got promoted this year up to Division 1A, and I suppose our goal was to stay safe. And going into the last round of games, we were in contention to win the league. But with us playing today, now all the other league games went ahead, and Mitchells had a big win. So well done to them. They're double champions. And
at the other end, Davits are gone, I think. We're not sure then is it Clamorris or Kiltane and Bottle there as well?
Yeah, Davits are gone down now to Division 1B. In fairness, Michael Conroy, he's been out for the last 4 or 5 league games, and he's a big loss to them. So when you take Michael out of a Davits team, that's their star man up front gone. So yeah, they're gone down to Division 1B. I think we have to get a calculator and work out the rest, because Clamorris through. Kilmaine are staying up. Kilmaine had a good win today against Ballintubber. So I think it's Clamorris that might be slipping down.
And in 1B, Ahowmore crowned champions. I think Ballyhonus and Turmakeedy going down there. Gareth, just going back to Melvin Gaels, they're out there doing their warm-up. It's a huge day for them. With the young team, is there any danger you might feel they might be overawed in any way?
No, I think we're, from here on in, we're in bonus territory. As I say, those minors, after winning 4 championships, they're used to the winning feeling. They're a very tight bunch, and I suppose with a bit of experience from the lads there in the senior ranks, they'll carry them through today. It's very important too that Liam was, a great stalwart of Melvin Gaels. He's been on championship winning teams, myself and David in '98, and he has brought a real steadiness to the team this year. They really bought into what he had to offer. He won a championship last year with Drumcliff in Sligo. So him and Joe Tiffany has been on the championship winning team for years. So they really bought in. I suppose it's, if they don't buy in, you know what I mean, you're really lost. But they really have bought in. So I don't think the experience is going to be a factor. They're really up for it.
It's a good way to go up to senior football again, of course, with a young team in tow.
Yeah. Well, I suppose, when you win 4 championships, and there's a couple of, the goalkeeper here today was present on them 4 winning championship teams, so that's kind of unique, for a minor to play 4 years in a row and have a minor winning medal. He's the Leitrim minor captain as well. So, Garrett Phelan is in the wings as well. He's part of the management team, but he is a stalwart. He was Leitrim captain years ago, and he's there if he's needed to go in as well into goals, and he brings an awful lot of experience as well today if he's needed. So he's there as well. So there's a great mix. So I'd be very optimistic today. The only one thing I would be concerned about is that the physicality. They're a wee bit light, and I suppose maybe a year or 2 further down the line, when you get your real power at maybe 22 to 25 years of age, it's a huge difference in football at this level.
Tell me, is it going to the bookies you are, or are you a carpenter with the barrel behind the ear?
I am a carpenter, you're correct. Yeah.
Never off duty?
No. And fellas used to say to me about strength and condition years ago, and I used to say to them, well, being a carpenter, you're in the gym every day, so that helped me a lot.
Okay, people listening, are people watching abroad?
Yeah, there's people in Australia and there's people all over, that can't make the game today. We lost a couple of great stalwarts. Paul McGurran, unfortunately, his brother's here today. He was our midfielder as well. He's injured. He has a hip problem. But Paul and Joe and lads in Australia are listening in to the game today, and they'd love to be here, but unfortunately they have to put their livelihood first, and the emigration of his. We have a couple of, Emlyn Mulligan also was part of this squad. He's in America on a career break, so he'll be listening in as well.
A huge loss.
Yeah, he's to be honest, if Emlyn was stepping out here in the blue and white of Melvin Gaels today, he'd be worth at least 5 scores. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, gentlemen, we're nearly ready to go. The teams are in their huddles, and I'm going to hand over to match commentator. You can take up a position with Rob Murphy, our match commentator. He'll take us through the first half. We'll be back again at half time, and it's Melvin Gaels versus Hollymount-Carramore in the Connacht Intermediate Football Championship semi-final here at Elvery's McHale Park. Over to you, Rob.
Thanks very much, and I'm going to give you some team news to start as best we have it anyways, and we hope that it'll be as accurate as we can. Hollymount-Carramore will line up with Niall Campbell in goal, Ray Kennelly, Darren McHugh, and we expect Declan Fearrick to be starting in the number 17 jersey instead of Louis Mackin, who's listed. Porrick Fearrick, Barry Sheridan and Robert Malloy complete the half-back line. Keelan McNamara and Stephen Cohn in midfield. Kevin Fearrick, Ian Costello and Kevin Costello at the half-forward line for Hollymount-Carramore. Connor Kane, Darren Cohn, and the other change, Dermot Costello comes in wearing 18. They're the 2 changes we have now. James will be taking a close look to see if there's any others. Both teams are going to line up to the anthems, so we will take a pause just while they're going ahead. But just before that, I might be able to at least give you the starting defence for the Melvin Gaels side today. Michael Neil Gallagher is in goal. Shane Ryan, Micheál Ferguson and Liam Ryan are the full back line. Colin McGowan, Fabian McMarrow, the captain, and Stephen Clancy are in the half-back line. A run of being played here at a sunny McHale Park ahead of this intermediate semi-final. Just because that isn't coming through here on our microphones, we'll just remind you that throw-in here is 2 o'clock. We'll have extra time if necessary. It has to be a winner out of this one today, and a place in the final up for grabs for both these sides. Melvin Gaels coming through against Easkery in the quarter-finals. And Just to complete the Melvin Gaels starting lineup, in midfield, Peter McGowan and Jesse McGuinness. The half-forward line, David McSharry, Jonathan Conley and Philip McGowan. And the full-forward line, Declan Roper, Dara Rooney and John Langan. We'll see how they line out. We were just chatting to some of the people in the background of Melvin Gaels. Garrett, a lot of talk about the fact, young team, you've mentioned it yourself, size-wise they're not going to be a very big side, but a lot of skill in this side, a lot of belief, and they've done tremendously well to take that intermediate title just 1 year after going down.
Yeah, and pace will be a factor here. If we can keep the pace, I feel if we can keep the game nice and wide. Unfortunately, the way the game has developed in all counties and provinces recently, hopefully we'll see an attractive game, nice and open, and that'll help us. But if we try and mix it here, I think we'll be in trouble.
2 changes, important changes. Both players played well in the county final, and they're coming in. That's Fiarc and Costello.
Yeah, both players played very well. Now Declan's gone into the full back line there in corner back, and Dermot has started there in wing forward. With a league game there last Sunday against Kilmaine, and Dermot scored 3 points from play, so he's really played his way back into this team again. All
right, we're underway. And straight away, Hollymount-Carramore are just trying to move the ball into that full forward line, but with no success in those first moments. Good work from Micheál Ferguson in there. Ball's come loose, and it's a bit scrappy. 3 Melvin Gaels players go for it. Liam Ryan is the man who comes up with it. Brother of the other cornerback, Shane Ryan, younger brother I should say as well. A lot of talented minors in this Melvin Gaels side, County Minor B champions, and they've done that, as far as I'm aware, 4 in a row. They're on the break early doors, and Garrett, you spotted them.
It's just that you're saying the 2 brothers, there's 3 actually brothers playing. The 3rd Ryan brothers playing. Leo was taking up his position here at half forward.
Yeah, it looks like he started, so that's in a change, and I see there's another change from the start. Well, there's at least one change anyways. I see there's a 28 there out there as well. I know that's not Colin Regan. I can guarantee that. Can you inform us who is wearing 28 out there?
I'm not sure at the minute.
We'll have to double check that. It's not Colin Regan anyways who's listed in the programme as 28, but I think I saw him as wearing 29 beforehand. So lots of changes on the Melvin Gaels side, and we're trying to get to grips with who's who. It's Jonathan Conley wearing 28, so he's not wearing the number 11 as he is in the programme. Here comes Melvin Gaels early doors. Chance for them to get the first score of the game. That's not a bad start, and that's Jesse McGuinness charging for it.
Yeah, Jesse's after taking a good score there. A ball broke loose and he just banged it over the bar. And Jesse's a versatile player too. He has played in goals already the year, so he can play anywhere really.
Super stuff from Jesse McGuinness, just composed as he went forward. And that'll keep Hollymount-Carramore very much alert in these early stages. Pádraig Fiarc had a great game in the county final. Not happy with the ferocity of that challenge. And size doesn't necessarily mean they won't be getting stuck into the challenges. The Melvin Gaels have started as they mean to continue in that regard. And here is Dermot Costello now on the ball in around the middle of the park. He sent the ball nicely through to Declan Fiarc. Fiarc is just trying to shovel that ball along after falling to the ground, and it didn't work out. And Melvin Gaels are going to build from the back. They have the first score. Peter McGowan now. Just a nice little bit of interchanging play, and they're working it into the space as well, the men in all blue here from County Leitrim. John Langan, strong, determined, but that ball just came loose in the end. As Hollymount-Carramore now are going to build back. Opportunity for Robert Malloy, he lays it off. Kevin Fiarc, very confident strike from Fiarc and a good score.
Yeah, great score on his natural left foot, but from the wrong side of the pitch, as we'd say. We needed that score because we were a bit jittery there around the middle for the first couple of minutes.
That's a good start for Melvin Gaels. You don't know what to expect from these games, and they certainly laid down the marker.
Well, exactly. It's totally different once you leave your own county. We've no history with Melvin Gaels at all, so we don't know their style of football or the players. So it takes 10-15 minutes just to work out a pattern of play out here.
The kick out, and Hollymount-Carramore are just going to try and get underneath this. We'll see how this ball breaks. And it should have been breaking towards Costello, but it didn't in the end, and Melvin Gaels come up with the ball. Looks like Micheál Ferguson is in around the half-back line in the start of this game.
Yeah, they're playing back with Dara Rooney. There's 2 man for forward line, and Micheál Ferguson has come out around the middle. That's what they done against Ballinamore, but they play the ball a lot around the 45. There's a big challenge going in there.
Yeah, and it's free, and it looks like he's going back for an advantage earlier as well. So there's also an 18 out there for Melvin Gaels as well. So there are some changes numbers-wise, not necessarily changes to the starting lineup, but it is Donal Clancy that's out there. So we'll just keep an eye on what all that means for who went off as well. Melvin Gaels, though, Colin McGowan. McGowan is just over halfway inside to Micheál Ferguson. Man of the match in the county final. Great goal in that final as well against Ballinamore. Sean O'Heslin's. Ball loose. There's that man I was just talking about on the ball, Clancy. Good start for Melvin Gaels, that's for sure. Way out there in the left foot, trying to drop it in and see what they can get from it is Peter McGowan. It's breaking. Underneath it is Rooney. Underneath it are Hollymount-Carramore as well. And Ray Kennelly there showing all his experience.
Yeah, Ray done well there under a dangerous dropping ball that was coming straight down. Ray, I think we mentioned here 2 weeks ago, he's turned 40 since, so fair play to you, Ray.
We were wondering when he was turning 40, so yeah, he has done so that puts him in the 40 club, along with the man I was mentioning a few minutes ago who's on the bench, Colin Regan, who has played against him at county level when Mayo played Leitrim in the past. And it'd be interesting to see if they match up, if Regan comes on in the second half. Sheridan, back deep in defence, acting as a bit of a playmaker, building from the pack. But that pass is loose. Hollymount-Carramore just look a little bit tentative in these early stages.
Yeah, we're finding it very hard to get the ball out from the back. Like we've taken a few quick kick-outs there, but we're finding it very hard to break from our own 45. But this might look promising.
Yeah, that's a better ball and one that they can make use of. Conor Kane would like a ball like that where he can turn his marker and get himself into space. Doesn't have much of an angle to work with, so needs to play it in field. But Jesse McGuinness read that well, back in defence. Very distinctive looking figure, Jesse McGuinness, big man, and he's got the beard as well. David McSharry. They say he's the playmaker for Melvin Gaels, but he couldn't do much other than just go back the way there just to get himself out of trouble, and he's done that. Peter McGowan, a nice link play from Melvin Gaels as they head over halfway. The sun shining here in early November in McHale Park, a place in the Connacht Intermediate final up for grabs. Both these sides having a rare opportunity in this competition and will want to make the best of it. And it's going to be a sideline ball to Hollymount-Carramore. Only a point on the board so far, but not a bad start for Melvin Gaels.
No, and I suppose that last passage of play was a bit of inexperience from Leo Ryan and John Langan. I suppose they'll be one of the youngest players on the team, and they just hand passed the ball away there needlessly. Come under pressure from some very strong defenders back there for Hollymount-Carramore.
Conor Kane out in front, winning the ball. Good work from him. Liam Ryan trying to stick with him, but Conor Kane's looking lively in these early stages. Just lets that ball get away from him though. That's enough to allow Clancy to nip in. And somehow Clancy has given a free, just as even though he was in possession, he was holding the arm of the attacking player. And of course it was Darren Cohn over there putting pressure on him. And Cohn is going to bring that physicality from the Mayo setup, and it'll be tough to deal with.
Yeah, like in fairness, Darren's a big man. He's a strong man, and they're at full forward. He puts serious pressure on a player with in possession. It's a difficult kick from here now because he'll be taking this with his right foot, but he's been known to slice one, so hopefully.
Yeah, let's see how he does this. He tries to cut across the ball. It'll be one of those scores for the highlight reels if he gets it. Oh, he's nailed it. 2 points to 1. Beautiful score from Darren Cohn. Gets a great reception from the crowd there on the far side. And 2 points to 1. Hollymount-Carramore in front.
Yeah, a good response now after giving away the lead at the very start. So hopefully this sets us up now for the next few minutes. It's a tough game. It's a hard physical game. We're both playing kind of similar types of football, dropping a man back and then trying to push up when we have the ball. But it's all there to play for still.
The kick out coming from Michael Neil Gallagher. Right down the middle, but that's easily lapped up by McNamara. Comes from the Carramore part of the parish. Ball is there to be won, and it's a free for Hollymount-Carramore. Kevin Fearick has won it. He's not going to be easily dispossessed, Kevin Fearick. Strong in possession. Looks like speaking to at the very least for Shane Ryan, possibly more. Shane flies home, I'm told, from Newcastle for league and championship games. He's a physio over there.
That's right, and he started a new job recently. I mean, he's very committed player, and fair play to him. It's not easy coming back and over the water, and we're delighted to have him, but so well committed,
He's got a yellow card there, which is the first of the game. Just a bit of a robust tackle, and I'd say it's just one of those lay down and marker early doors as well. Costello in possession. Dermot Costello just worked his way out of trouble there and found Robert Malloy. And Hollymount-Carramore working it around the 45-metre line. Stephen Cohn sends it in, but right in there and winning the ball is Dave McSharry. Very deep at the moment, Dave McSharry.
Yeah, and they're after giving the ball away again there now.
Yeah, very much so. Just when we looked away for a second thinking all was well, but definitely trying to funnel players back when they can.
Yeah, and I've just looked out here now that Melvin Gaels have just 2 players inside of their own in the Carramore Hollymount-Carramore side of the field, so playing very defensively.
Leo Ryan on the ball now. Plays a 1-2, and they're going to try and see can they move it with Clancy. Infield is Micheál Ferguson now for Melvin Gaels. They trail by 2 points to 1. If you've just joined us, we're in the 9th minute of the first half here on localstreaming.club of this Connacht Intermediate semi-final. And John Langan is just looking to see if there might be someone inside, but he's been given a lot of space, so he's going to go into it, working his way into a bit of a cul-de-sac though. Great work back there from Dermot Costello. He seems to be everywhere in these early stages.
Yeah, Dermot is playing very well here now. He's had the most possessions of any of our players now, and that's why he was a late entry into the team.
Pork Fearick takes the ball up and just at the right time lays it off to the brother Declan Fearick. A couple of other exchanges of possession and has found his way to Conor Kane, who's had a fine start to this game, and he's worth that point. His efforts are worth that point in these early stages. 3 points to 1 Hollymount-Carramore lead as we get up to the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, great score there by Conor, but he owes that one to Dermot Costello back here in the corner for winning that possession. But yeah, no, hopefully we can drive on from this, but it's a tough game. It's a very narrow game. A lot of it's going straight down the middle. A lot of our bigger players haven't got into it. You know, the likes of Porrick, Fearick, Kevin Costello, lads that played very well in the county final. They're yet to get into this game.
Yeah. Kick out coming from Gallagher. Melvin Gaels will feel as though a lot of their hard work in the early stages hasn't led to a reward on the scoreboard, and they'll be quite concerned by those flurry of scores from play from Hollymount-Carramore. Looked like a free because he was going down on the ball as he was hit, but he hasn't got the free. Keelan McNamara won't be happy with that, I don't think. Just around halfway. Gives Melvin Gaels a platform and is taken forward as well. Peter McGowan. Just wondering, is someone going to make a run for him? Big man, Peter McGowan.
He is a big, tall man, yeah. You wouldn't need much scaffolding with him.
You say they call him Peter the Great up there, your own version of Peter the Great.
Yeah, my brother put that nickname on him because he's a very, very skillful player, and we called him after the great Peter player for Tyrone, Peter Canavan, you know.
Sideline ball for Melvin Gaels now. Men like Peter McGowan are going to be so important. Micheál Ferguson as well, who's in possession now. If Melvin Gaels are to upset the odds, because obviously they're rank outsiders on tradition and how Leitrim sides do in this competition, but Jesse McGuinness, if he gets opportunities like that and he starts sticking them over, they'll have a real shot at it. That said, that one's tailed wide for their first wide.
Yeah, Jesse will got through again. I suppose he's got what a lot of players out there are lacking. The younger lads, he's got very big upper body strength, and he needs it, you know, to punch through that defence, because Hollymount-Carramore are playing a sweeper here back at I'm not sure who the sweeper is at the minute, but he's doing a fantastic job at the minute.
Final set for the 15th of November. Mike Cullen and Michael Glavies are meeting in the other semi-final today. This ball could come loose for Hollymount-Carramore and they could make something of it. Conor Kane gets around Ryan. He's under a bit more pressure. He needs to find an outlet. Finds it there in the shape of Ian Costello. I should correct myself, Kevin Fearick. Fearick's trying to play a 1-2. But Melvin Gaels have done enough just to kind of dig it out. And it looks like it's going to be a free in though, and that seems a tough call on Ryan there. He had possession, but whatever way he got it, it was not done so legally, so the free will be to Hollymount-Carramore. 3 points to 1, early stages. Starting with you, James, it's probably a decent scenario from the point of view of the scoreboard, but it's not been perfect from Hollymount-Carramore either.
No, we're not playing well at all now, to be honest. We're not playing fluidly at all. It's very scrappy. It's a very scrappy game. Like the three actual scores were very well taken, but the game itself is very, very scrappy. Darren, now he'll be doing well. Did a bit of a breeze behind him, but hopefully.
Yeah, and here's a kick from Darren Cohen, long way out. Didn't have the height to get over the bar and didn't have the accuracy either. And then there's a push in there, so it's a free out. No wind to speak of here in McHale Park as Hollymount-Carramore attacked the Bacon Factory end in the first half. Perfect day for football. Not necessarily going to be the case as the championship continues through November. November 15th is the final, as I said. Melvin Gaels have won a quarter-final before as a club in this grade, but never been to a final. They're just making life uneasy for you there when you're watching them work their way out of trouble.
Yeah, finding it hard to get out here now. There's a lot of pressure going on from the opposition, and you know they're turning ball over and they're working really, really hard. I suppose some of the trouble is getting all the defenders back, as sometimes they nearly be in your own way, you know. But they have it out now, thank God. They're out over halfway line.
David McSharry continues to play a role right back there in a sweeper role in front of the defence. And normally a score getter up the field. Looked like a little foul off the ball, and that was a good spot, because it was certainly the case that Leo Ryan got a little pull on the shoulder. This could be the second yellow card of the game. At the very least, it's a speaking to, and I would say it is going to be a yellow card, but it's a good position for Melvin Gaels.
Yeah, Peter's going to step up. Peter McGowan has taken this free, and just the lad I talked that was doing the sweeping job for Hollymount-Carramore is Barry Sheridan, and he's controlling that game back there. We're trying to run the ball wide, and we can't really go down through the middle because, as I said, I mentioned the physicality, and we're running into trouble in the wings.
Yellow card there, and it was Robert Malloy that got it, so just at a loft-the-ball foul. There's a little bit of that going on, and I don't know if it's frustration from Hollymount-Carramore or if it's difficult, just trying to keep with the runners. They're trying to slow them down a little bit as well, James.
Yeah, I think it's the way Melvin Gaels are playing, that they're dropping a man back, same as us, but then when they're coming up, they have their overlap coming up, so there's a lot of the kind of off the ball to stop the runs, and Robbie got a yellow there for obstruction led off the ball.
Jonathan Conley, part of the Leitrim panel this season. The only county player in this Melvin Gaels squad for this season, and he's kicked that to the right and wide. 2 wides now for Melvin Gaels. We could be talking about this quite a lot if that continues, but these are chances that need to be taken.
Yeah, that's a bad wide from Johnny. Well, I suppose it was a difficult enough angle. You were 35 yards out, maybe 10 yards in from the sideline, but you need all the bread and butter scores. You should have been getting those.
Good breaking ball coming out with a little touch from Ian Costello into the path of Dermot Costello. He has support runners and lots of them. Stephen Cohen has one of them. Darren Cohen is another. Saved in the end by Gallagher, but he has a lot of work to do just to get out of trouble. Loses the hat and loses possession, and he's given away a free in. There's a lot of goalkeepers who get the free usually in that scenario, but good work from Hollymount-Carramore not to foul him in the first place from Kevin Fearick, and to make something of that. They probably earned the point out of a situation where they mightn't have got it otherwise.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get the point out of this, and to be honest, it was really only a point chance. Like Darren going for goal was a bit optimistic there from 21 yards out. He kept it on target, but it was a fine save.
Here's Darren Cohen again now. 1 point so far from a free. Beautiful score from way out on the far right hand side. He has 29 points now in the championship so far for Hollymount-Carramore through the 3 group games and the 3 knockout games within Mayo. Team's going to come in a second now just to update us with what's happening online. Darren Cohen has nailed that score. It's 4 points to 1 to Hollymount-Carramore in the 16th minute.
Yes, Rob, hello to Louise, Niall and Bridie McMahon from Hollybrook watching in New York. Niall, of course, ex-Hollymount and St. Coleman's footballer. Louise played for Mayo and Hollymount ladies teams as well. Pádraig Welch from Lynchacres, Toher Hollymount watching in Sallins, Kildare with his family. Linda Kelly, Nee Fahy, sister of Hollymount-Carramore footballer Alan Fahy of Newbrook, watching in Australia, and Trace Connolly watching Lahinch Hollymount with her father Paddy, wishing good luck to Cliff Connolly and all the team.
Darragh Rooney wouldn't be the man that's normally going to be winning ball in midfield, but he's just snuck in there nicely, and one possession he's playing a centre forward role. But unfortunately, from a Melvin Gaels point of view, they've turned it over. 4 points to 1. Hollymount-Carramore lead here on local streaming .club in the Connacht Intermediate semi-final. And I know we have viewers all around the world from both Leitrim and from South Mayo and plenty of other spots around the country as well. As Pádraig Fearick goes back the way to get himself out of trouble. Kevin Costello is a lot deeper than he might normally be. Just offers himself as an outlet, but Fearick has made a nice run into midfield, and he's dinking a chip in towards Darren Cohen. Could break anywhere, could break the way of Hollymount-Carramore. Instead it breaks the way of Darragh Rooney. A couple of minutes ago he was winning ball in midfield, now he's back in defence. Melvin Gaels can cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, Darragh has been playing inside as a two-man for forward line, and now he's come out, and he's done that all year too. And when he's come out, he's got on ball, but he's probably the top scorer here today, so a lot will rely on what possessions he can get and scores.
Fabian McMarrow charging forward there in the build-up, then Jesse McGuinness. Now it's gone off to Jonathan Connolly. They are 3 men that are going to be crucial to everything Melvin Gaels do today, and that's a wonderful score for them. 4 points to 2 now. That's just what you needed.
Yeah, it was a good run and a good finish. Johnny's, that's his range, inside 30 yards. I suppose he's a good that is his range. He's accurate at that range, and it was a great ball. Fabian McMurray made a fantastic run from full-back. He covered 80 yards there on a support run.
Jonathan Connolly gets the score, but Hollymount-Carramore coming back straight away to see can they respond to that, because they'll know the challenge is going to be laid down to them fairly lively if that happens. There was a long wait of about 12 minutes without a score for Melvin Gaels, and 4 points came in that time from Hollymount-Carramore. 2 frees, 2 from play. Now they're on the attack again. Another foul. Darren Cohen going down for the ball. Shane Ryan, he has his hands full with Darren Cohen today.
He has, and he's a slight man, and I didn't think he'd done a whole pile wrong there. He just basically stepped out of the tackle and put his hands in. But then again, I'm not reffing it.
Maybe we could go with a roll of 2 refs, one from each club, see how that works out as a trial. Perhaps not either. This is where Darren Cohen becomes invaluable to a club like Hollymount-Carramore, because he's kicked a couple of frees already. This ain't easy by any stretch of the imagination. Out on the left with his right foot. Quick check of the clock says we're into the 19th minute, heading towards the 20th. He's taking it short to Robert Malloy. Has Malloy just dinked that over? Yes, he has. Good score from Robert Malloy. Good score for Hollymount-Carramore. 5 points to 2.
Yeah, great score there by Robbie. Like Robbie this year now is playing half back for us, but last year now he'd been half forward and corner forward, so he's not afraid to shoot and score. But I have to agree with Gareth that free there would have been in the soft category.
That's the kind of consensus we're looking for in this commentary. However long it lasts, 5 points to 2. Hollymount-Carramore from Mayo, the intermediate champions, heading to senior football, second in the table in the Mayo Senior League, the top division. A serious force and one of the sides expected to really challenge for this title. But Melvin Gaels, county champions in 2012, 7 survivors from that side. They went down to intermediate but immediately bounced back this year with the intermediate title, with a lot of young players introduced. And they could be the story of the day if they can cause a massive upset. Long ball spread out towards Darren Cohn, the captain. He has Fabian McMarrow for company. Kevin Feerick. Just again, they're just seeing what can be created. Cohen's trying to go through 2 men. I'm sure Melvin Gaels will feel that was charging, but he got through it. Good defence from the Leitrim men though. And Shane Ryan comes up with one. He needed that because he's in a big battle there.
Yeah, that was a good turnover. They really fought like dogs there, and they turned that ball over and they're in the attack again.
Peter McGowan takes it off Leo Ryan and he gives it then. He got hit late as well. That's going to be certainly going to be an issue. Referee has not blown the whistle, which is hard. It looked like he was playing an advantage. He certainly signalled he was. So the Melvin Gaels fans are going to be annoyed with Sean Hare there. Player down injured, and that's Dara Rooney. I think both my co-commentators felt there was a foul there, and I'm not sure if I'm alone in thinking the referee signalled as if he had played advantage, and then just let it go. Now they're calling. They said it's quite a serious injury. They want the referee to stop the game because it's a head injury. He's not watching the play watching them. He's watching the play instead. Costello drops the ball in, goes wide, pushing the back, free out. And I'm sure Melvin Gaels are going to be very, very frustrated with that. There's no question there, Garrett, is there?
Yeah, well, I'm a ref myself, and in fairness, he did signal for advantage, and it was turned over. And in fairness, it was a head injury, so he should have stopped the game for 2 reasons, not one at all, but 2.
Didn't play much of an advantage. Now, we don't want to get too confused. It's only meant to be, well, you can tell me exactly how long the advantage is meant to be, but it just felt that might have been on the thin end of the wedge in that regard.
Well, you have to play 5 seconds, and he had his hand up, and he when he put it up, he signalled to play it, so you have to play 5 seconds, and that was about 2, so.
Yeah, that's what I felt as well. Keelan McNamara gets the yellow card, so that clears that up, but hit off the ball, and let's hope Rooney's okay. 5 points to 2. It'll be a free out to Melvin Gaels when we start again. Liam, back to you.
Yes, some Melvin Gaels people watching overseas. Pete McGowan and Paul McGurnan. Pete Paul and Joe McGowan in Australia. Gerd Gillespie, Larry and Geraldine Maxwell, and PJ Gillespie in Cumbria, and the Murphy family in Killarney. So a lot of Melvin Gaels people tuned in as well. And a lot of people tweeted Hollymount-Carramore good luck in the last few days. Mayo Gaels, Davids, Castlebar Mitchells, Ballinrobe, Kilmovee Shamrocks, Ballahadreen, Kilchmont, Turmakeedy, Charlestown, Ball Secondary School, where Dermot Costello is a teacher, and Shane Nallen, the Garrymore captain, former Mayo minor captain. And a big shout out, our old friend, a big shout out to all the Ballinrobe footballers watching this in the company of Dick Langan there in the Valkenburg and Ballinrobe after securing their Division 1B status as opposed to Division 1C status, if you know what I mean, next year by beating Burrishoole this morning. So back to you, Rob.
Thanks, Liam. Kick out coming from Melvin Gaels. Looks like Rooney's okay, which is good news.
It was Peter McGowan actually was down injured, and in fairness to the referee, we're going to give him a bit of leeway. The sun is very, very hard in his eyes here, so it'll be hard to call everything perfect here. It's easy for us up here.
Yeah, certainly so. He wouldn't have seen them calling to him to say stop the play, but anyways, McGowan's okay. That's the main point. And here they come with a yellow card too for Keelan McNamara, just to confirm. McGowan goes down, wins the free. I get the feeling, James, Melvin Gaels have the balance of play, but not on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. They've had most of the possession. It's a kind of opposite scenario from our county final, where everything we've hit has gone over today, whereas in the county final we had, I think, maybe 9 wides at this stage of the game. So again, it's all about scores.
McGowan, wavy run. That'll be some score. Off his left, taps it over. 5 points to 3. That's another great score from Melvin Gaels.
It is, and it's his family that's in Australia, his brother over there and his father. So he's up and he's at it, and maybe the bang in the head has woke him up a bit.
Absolutely. I'm not sure I can pass any further comment on that, but it's 3 points playing 5 now. 2 points down Melvin Gaels, but they've had 2 of the last 3 scores, and they've definitely stemmed the flow of Hollymount-Carramore attacks. It's all about easing yourself in and getting used to the opposition. There's a huge amount of the unknown involved in the club championship at this grade for clubs. as goes down to ground, and it's a free for Hollymount-Carramore. Referee wants play to continue, but a Hollymount-Carramore player down injured. I'm kind of surprised for two teams that don't know each other. You'd swear it was a local rivalry here at the moment, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and I suppose that was a player there. You know, Johnny Connolly went in there with his knees, and that player has got a good bang into the kidneys, and that's not going to be nice.
No, and it's going to take a couple of minutes to recover, so it'll give us a little break to recap. If you've just joined us, the scoreline: Hollymount-Carramore 5, Melvin Gaels 3. 24 minutes and 20 seconds gone, the first half of this Connacht Intermediate Championship semi-final. On the ball is Ian Costello for Hollymount-Carramore in the sunny McHale Park with no real wind to speak of. Pitch in great condition. Not the easiest balls for Fearick to take, but he's a mobile player and he gets on his bike. McNamara. Back it goes. Kevin Fearick. He's going to have to do well to work away into a shooting position here because he's a lot of company there. And he gets the free for a little pull on the shirt. It's a soft free, but it was the right call. There was that little pull there, James.
Yeah, we could see from up here, and a bit of Mountain there has brought the ball up. But Kevin had his jersey pulled. Ref played advantage. We got no advantage, so he's given us the free. But you just mentioned there about the rivalry. Like, we mightn't have history with the clubs, but we're both county champions in our respective counties. So we both want to win and go on and win a Connacht. So you'll always have that bit of rivalry.
Yeah, there's certainly a bite to it, anyways. That's for sure. Here. Dramatic in his bringing that ball forward, but he's trying to make a point, and he's done it 2 or 3 times to both sides. He just doesn't want the back chat, and it was a frustrating free to concede, and you can understand why the Melvin Gaels defenders were frustrated, but it was the right call as Darren Cohn taps that over and neatly scored as Hollymount-Carramore look to see can they continue to play. 6 points to 3, good score. Simple stuff from Darren Cohn, but he's tapping over his frees.
Yeah, Darren's very effective for us. Over 50% of Darren's scores come from frees. He's very, very accurate now, so he's got a few scores from each side of the pitch. Darren's our captain, he's our leader, so we always look to him.
Just 5 minutes to go to half time. Melvin Gaels, it's double scores here today. Really do need to get back on the scoreboard as soon as possible. They're trying to do that, trying to work it into a tough angle. That's hit the crossbar and come back. Good awareness in goal there from Niall Campbell. He hasn't had much to do in this game yet, but he had to be alert in that situation. Could have dropped anywhere. Peter McGowan working it back out across the field. Melvin Gaels, David McSharry, the men from Kinloch right in this game, but another score either way could be really important in it. They need to get the next one, that's for sure. McGowan in a corner. He's worked his way out of corners already in this game and worked scores from it. This time he's looking for an outlet in Ryan, and he lays it back, and this is an opportunity for Declan Roper. Could drop anywhere, didn't have enough on it for the point, had enough on it to be broken down for Declan Fearick, and Hollymount-Carramore live to fight another day there. Good alertness from Campbell. He hasn't had much to do, but that was an orca one.
No, Niall's a very steady keeper. He never panics. He saved us in the county final in 7 or 8 minutes with a great save, but Niall is very, very steady in goal there. It was lucky it was in this end, because if it was down in the far end in the second half with the sun in his eyes, it might have been a different story.
Yeah, it's another robust challenge is the best way I can describe it. It looks like Fearick is the man who's the guilty party, and the Melvin Gaels player seems to be getting back onto his feet. 6 points to 3 if you've just joined us. 27 minutes and 20 seconds gone here in the first half of this intermediate semi-final. We'll have half-time analysis coming up for you on localstreaming.club, and we'll have all the news from those of you who are online. Do try and get in touch with us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/localstreaming, or you can get us on Twitter @localstreaming. And a big thanks to both clubs and the sponsors who have helped us out today to bring you this broadcast, and that includes Collar and Roofing from the Hollymount-Carramore sponsors, and BMG Hardware from Bundoran, as well as the Droz Salmon Fishery from Kinloch as well. So thanks to all our sponsors. It allows us to bring this game all around the world to you, wherever you are. And we're just coming to a first half additional time. We've got about 2 minutes by my clock of normal time to go as well. 6 points to 3 to Hollymount-Carramore. They are the favourites. Being the Mayo Intermediate Champions, just going on tradition in this competition, they'd have a better advantage. Again, that seems to be a fairly robust challenge, and Conor Kane has gone in strongly, and just from the reaction of the officials and subs and mentors on the Melvin Gaels side of the pitch, they felt there was more to that than just a robust challenge. So we'll just see how that plays out. Conor Kane is the guilty party. He's kind of walked away, and now he's been spoken to by Shane Hare, the referee from Galway. Let's see what the decision is. We've had 2 yellow cards already for Hollymount-Carramore. Just starting to have too much of an edge to it, and we'll have to wait and see if there's going to be a big decision here, or if it's just going to be the yellow card. Big reaction from the Melvin Gaels bench, and it's a straight red for Conor Hare. That is a massive blow for Hollymount-Carramore. And I'll start with you, James, just on that. I mean, huge loss. Conor was playing some great football there.
Yeah, it's a massive loss to us. Conor gives massive pace inside. I feel sorry for him now, and knowing Conor, I don't think Conor has ever been booked in his life. Never mind been sent off. He's not a dirty player, but I did think he went in a little bit high there with the elbow, and I'd say that's why he got the red. But I'm shocked and I'm disappointed for him now because he is not that type of player.
Another card there as well, yellow card for Darren Cohen as well. Just add to that. Big reaction from the sideline from the Melvin Gaels bench. They felt there was more to that than just a challenge from behind, and well, it's led to a red card. Big moment.
Yeah, and this is a big game, and I hope it's just not too big for the ref. I honestly felt that the yellow would be sufficient, but in fairness, he got a red, and the other man argued he got a yellow, so a bit of indiscipline has cost him. So we'll see what the reaction will be there now.
Yeah, opportunity for Melvin Gaels, extra man for the rest of the game, depending on how things pan out. You can never be certain of that from beyond, but certainly down to 14, Hollymount-Carramore. That's a big blow as Fabian McMurray is pulled down. Still 6 points to 3 to the side from South Mayo, but the side from North Leitrim have played some good football in this first half. Kicked a couple of wides perhaps that they'll regret. Outside of that though, this one's dropping in on the square. This could go anywhere. It's going to go off a hand and wide. Very hard to tell whose hand it went off, but according to the umpire, Ray Kennelly was the last man to touch it, so there'll be another opportunity. We're in first half injury time. Connor Kane's red card puts Hollymount-Carramore very much on the back foot now at the start of the second half, and it's going to take a really focused effort.
Yeah, I suppose the only good thing we could say is it's happened just before half time, so Tom Kennelly will be able to get his thoughts together and maybe restructure for the second half. But it will affect our second half approach, because the game we always play with an extra man back, so that it will leave us very light up front.
Didn't know what to expect from this game, but it's been a thriller. Dave McSherry, ironically enough, had a red card in the quarter-final, but that was rescinded on video evidence. Once they looked at it, they realised the incident didn't warrant the red card, so that was good news for him and good news for Melvin Gaels. He's taking that free there and sent it across the pitch. Last play, I'd say, of the first half. There's that man McSherry getting the ball again, but he's 45 metres out from goal, kicking into the sun. Let's see what he can take. They probably should make sure they finish the half at least with taking a shot. Hollymount-Carramore, though, are not going to let them do that easily. Lang in the corner forward, McGowan the midfielder. Back they go onto halfway McSherry. This is good work from Hollymount-Carramore. It's the kind of stuff that you don't get a lot of credit for, but it puts teams under pressure. That said, if you keep working it and keep trying to find the space and hold the patience, chances can come from it. McGowan goes to ground, touches the ball on the ground. I think overall that's great credit to the Hollymount-Carramore defence there.
Yeah, in fairness, our team is built on our defence. We try to keep opposition down to anywhere between 5 and 10 points in a game, and then let our forwards just score more without sounding too obvious. But our team is built on our defence. They've done a lot of work the last 2 or 3 years on their tackling, on their strength and all that. So exciting prospect here now.
Yeah, Costello going to send this in towards Cohen. That's a broken ball. There was a push in the back, and this will be one more score for Hollymount-Carramore just before half time. Just the answer they needed to the disappointment of the red card there about 4 minutes ago. Fabian McMurray showing a lot of frustration with the referee there, but he needs to be careful because Shane Hare has shown no patience for that. Now the yellow card comes out, and it's hard to tell whether that's the yellow card for the challenge. I doubt it, because it was just a push in the back. I have a funny feeling it's more likely a yellow card in terms of for the push in the back, but the yellow card shown anyways. Yeah,
Donald Clancy showed a bit of inexperience there. He pushed the guy, and Fabian didn't see it, and he was wondering what it's for, and he earned himself a yellow card with his frustration.
Gotcha, yeah, I was saying that Fabian had done the pushing back. Now it was Clancy who had done that. Cohen taps it over anyways. That's his 4th point of the half. All of them from frees. 1 or 2 of them straightforward in front like that, but 1 or 2 of them have been very tough angles as well. So good first half for Darren Cohen. I think overall on the scoreboard they've got to be happy with that Hollymount-Carramore, especially with that last point coming as it does just after the momentum changer of the red card. But James, 7 points to 3, Hollymount-Carramore lead, but a lot of work to do with 14 men in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. Like we'd have loved to have a 4-point lead going in at half time, but would have loved it with 15 men. We've a lot of work now to do for the second half, because with the game we're playing into the sun. That's a very, very strong sun. It's going to be in everyone's eyes trying to shoot, and so we're happy with the lead, but we're not happy with our performance.
Yeah, on that, Garrett, like, you won't be happy with the scoreboard. 4 points down, probably the balance of play. You should have got a couple of more scores out of that half, but that said, still plenty of chances here in this second half, I'm sure.
Well, when I came here today, I thought that, if Melvin Gaels was to win this game, we would have at least have to get 2 goals, and disappointing because of only all the forwards, only one has scored, Jonathan Connolly, and I suppose that tells the tale. Our top shooters today, to date, was Darragh Rooney and Dave McSharry, and they haven't scored, and I suppose that justifies what the scoreboard is, and there's so much pressure going on in the defence for Melvin Gaels. They're giving away needless frees, and I suppose working so hard to get 3 scores at one end and giving away a simple frees at far end is to tell at half time. But I feel, sometimes the extra man can go against you, but for Melvin Gaels, I feel here to win today, we're definitely going to need a goal or two to definitely, because that's where I feel it's at.
Hollymount-Carramore 7, Melvin Gaels 3, half time here, and I'm going to hand back to Liam.
Thank you very much, Rob. An interesting first half there. Thanks to Gareth and to James as well. And we'll be joining them during the half-time break now to do some further analysis. And David Gillespie as well, the chairperson of Melvin Gaels, my first guest. In fact, we've got the new backdrop as well, the Salmon Fishing and Accommodation, Loreen Estate, Kinloch, County Leitrim. That's Drow's Fishery. How do you pronounce that, David, exactly?
Drow's Fisheries, yeah, in Loreen in Kinloch.
Drow's Fisheries. Well, yes. More importantly right now, out on the field, you've had a good bit of possession, as the lads have been saying, but not converting.
No, we're just not converting, but we are working extremely hard. I suppose our fruits just aren't fully paying off. Possibly we should have another few scores, but it is hard. I suppose looking on might look a bit simple. There's plenty of room, but the lads are working extremely hard. They're been made work very hard. Hollymount-Carramore aren't giving much away, so the lads are working hard. But I suppose with a kind of Hollymount been a defensive setup, and that it's just hard to break through on the half-forward line and work in for scores. So it's either to run at them more in the second half or try and take scores from kind of the 45 line to try and get a few over the bar to come back into it.
We wish to apologise for some temporary loss of sound during the first half as well. I think we're all back up and running in that regard now. So a young team, of course, it's a big game for them. Is that a factor, do you think?
A little, but it has taken both teams just a few minutes to, the first kind of 10-15 minutes there to settle into it. Look, it is a big occasion. Occasions, can get to some players, but the lads are stepping up there. It's just maybe a couple of passes, a wee bit too far for lads in that, but it's just they're all putting their bodies on the line, and but it's going to take a huge effort now in the second half. But I've no doubt Liam will have them well revved up now at half time, and hopefully they can get stuck in and get a few points over. But if a goal came, goals can win games too. So if we got maybe a goal or two, could change the whole dynamics of it. So hopefully. Okay, before I let you go, I know your club dinner dance is coming up on January 16th, is that correct? Yeah, we'll have the dinner dance coming up in the middle of January, so it's in Bundoran. So we'll be, after winning the Intermediate Championship, and we have the Minor Championship one as well. We're expecting huge crowds, so tickets will be on sale within the next week and that. And our minor team are out in Ballyhonus next Friday evening as well in the semi-final of the Connacht Championship. They're minor 13 aside as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to the lads have achieved a lot. They've got us back up into senior football, so the dinner dance will be a great occasion, and the lotto is on sale every week, so you can get the tickets in the shops or any of the public houses as well, and available at Bingo, very successful Bingo in Kinloch there in Community Centre every Monday night. So tickets are available in all those outlets. So we thank everybody and BMG and the Drow's Fisheries for helping to live stream the game today, and to everybody else that has helped, and to the people that have come to all the games. They're very important as well, taking time out and driving the games and that, and the support is very, very much appreciated. Okay, David, thank you very much. I'm going to call in James and Gareth now as well, to the two analysts who were busy during the first half there. Gareth, you're going to be first in, I think, and James with you then afterwards. David said it there, you need to get a pattern. James, you can join us as well too. You're getting ball, but you're not scoring, and you need to find a way around this in terms of shooting from distance or trying to work it in. Yeah, well, I think we're just running into, they're absorbing it. I was just saying to there that they're just like a sponge. We're just going into the contact, and the ball is spilling out. They're that much physical. But what's alarming for me is Darragh Rooney is the top scorer, and he's not on the score sheet, and not even for a free. So Hollymount-Carramore are really disciplined in their tackling. We're going into contact, but they're not giving away frees. On the other side, we are. But I said today, earlier, that we need a goal, and we definitely do need a goal. So that's the way I see it panning out. If we don't get a goal early in this game, it might get away from us.
Yeah, because it's shaping up to be low scoring. It's 7-3. It's not going to be, it seems at this stage, a very high scoring affair.
No, it won't be. And you know, on average of the over the championship, the best game we played was against Fina, and Darrooney was top scorer that day. He scored something like 2-7, and he's not scoring today. So you know, I'd say if 9 scores apiece today, it'll be the end of it. So a goal is going to be crucial. I feel it's going to be. I said it to the manager. I was chatting to him during the week. He seemed to agree with me. But you know, so I hope we do get it. You know. James,
he had a setback before half time there, though.
Yeah, Conor Kane getting sent off there on the straight red. It's disappointing for us and disappointing for Conor himself. I was saying there in the commentary, he's not that type of player. I don't know exactly what the red was for. We were just saying that a yellow might have sufficed. He went in tough and hard, but he got the red. We have to deal with it now. The only thing is, it's happened just before half time, which gives us a chance to regroup, and Tom can come up with plan B. They'd have had plan B, plan C for all different scenarios. You know, Paul O'Malley's there on the stats. They work through their plans. Things like this can happen. We've lads on the bench now that we can bring in and to maybe try to reinforce it and tighten it up at the back, because I think that's the way it's going to be now in the second half. We hold what we have and don't let Melvin Gaels get on the scoreboard too much more. But Garrett mentioned there, we do like when teams run at us, because we've worked hard now the last 3 to 4 years on building up our strengths. Barry Sheridan is back there now. He's a big, strong lad, and we work hard at dispossessing players coming at us. So it will be tough, though. It will be tough with 14 players, because that will sap the energy out of us. You know.
Yes, because it's actually quite a warm day for the time of year as well, November.
Yeah, it's very, very warm there now. I was walking across now and the sun was shining off the top of my head, and the only thing is, it's coming directly down the pitch. It's strong in the eyes, you know, when you're trying to line up a shot, or even the goalie down the other side now, the sun is going to be in their eyes. So that might have an effect. Even with the ref, you know, it's hard to see things, you know, 10, 15 yards away from you with that sun glaring down at you. But yeah, it's a very, very warm day. So you can see the water boys running on there every few minutes onto both sides, you know, giving them the water, because it will sap the energy. And now we're down to 14, which it's the extra percentage.
Gareth, half time, what will he be saying? I know you're saying a goal is the prescription. What else do they have to do? What leads to goals for Melvin Gaels? What are they not doing in their general play that they usually do?
Well, we said in the game in general they have a lot of possession, only just be better decision making really, and work the ball into better areas. The last ball came in there from Hollymount-Carramore was a lovely diagonal ball, and the defenders actually had to push because they were caught off guard. Something like that has to bring some sort of invention to the game, maybe a nice couple of diagonal balls. They have pacey forwards in Dara inside, and if he can get him in and get him isolated with the defenders, if he gets one-on-one, he will do damage. So maybe change the pattern of the game. At the minute, all we're doing is we're just like you're on the M50 going to Dublin, we're going up the middle. You just need to change the game pattern, put a few balls into the corners, try some imagination, and that's what you like your players. You go in and you say, listen lads, express yourself, bring some imagination to the game. There's no magic wand in a game, and especially in club football, because anything can happen, as we've seen a man sent off, and you can't legislate for that. But I know for a fact that if Hollymount-Carramore will be saying, well, we have to pick it up because of the man down, and our lads can get complacent because they're a man up. It can swing both ways. It'll depend on who comes out for the second half. But our lads, you know, I know that the fire is in the belly and they'll not lie down, you know, big time.
You spoke beforehand about having some experience on the bench. Might he be deployed fairly soon?
Well, Colin Regan is in there, and there's another lad that was unlucky to start, is Stephen Clancy, and I feel that the other lad that deputised from today, Donald Clancy, and no harm to him, but he's give away needless frees there, and you know maybe a change there. He's under pressure there, you know. So Stephen Clancy come in and tighten up that area. But in the forward line, you know, we have good players, only they're just not in the game at the minute.
Okay, James, Rob made the point during the commentary that it was a bit like a local club game. It was tough stuff. It was like as if you knew each other very well. It was like maybe Hollymount versus Carramore once upon a time.
Yeah, it was. There was certainly an edge to it, and I suppose even all week talking to the players and whatever, we got this sense that we were in bonus territory. But I tell you, once the ball was thrown in here, it wasn't. We're in it to win it now. And I'm just looking out there. I see there's a change now. It starts the second half. Louis Mackin has come on for Ray Kennelly. So
that was as per the programme. Indeed, Louis was named in the programme.
Yeah, Louis was unlucky not to start. Louis played great football for us all year, but we're lucky as a club that we've 8, 9, 10 great backs. But Louis slotted in there. Maybe Ray's 40th celebrations last weekend took the toll.
Okay, with a few quick mentions here for Melvin Gaels fans around the world. Marie McGowan is in Nashville, Tennessee. Marie Murphy and the girls. Matt Connolly and Eric Gallagher and family. Nuala, Mark and the kids. Mary and John Connolly. Angeline, is that Pudney and family? Clancy family, Brenda McGurran, Aidan Dolan in Dublin, and Nicole Clancy and family. Both teams are back out on the field. We'll return the two gentlemen to their commentary positions, and we'll return also to our match commentator, Rob Murphy.
Thanks very much, and welcome back for the second half. Great to hear so many Melvin Gaels listeners all around the world. The Hollymount-Carramore people are used to the streaming service from the county final, I'm sure, but great to have you back as well with us. That change, Louis Mackin's in there. Straightforward swap too. He's going to go into the cornerback position.
Yeah, there'll be no big issue there. Louis played all his club football at cornerback and fullback, so it's his natural position. We won't notice any difference there. We'll lose a bit of experience with Ray, but I'd say Ray was tightening up there. He seemed to be slowing up the last couple of minutes there. So I'd say it's more an injury rather than tactical.
Garrett was getting worried there. I thought there was something missing. I couldn't quite work out what it was there.
Yeah, it was normally you'd see the players out late in the field, but the referee and his umpires or linesmen, they're all late. So maybe they mightn't be late, but they probably know what time it is. The players are eager to get on with this game, both sides, but he's coming now.
Good tea and sandwiches here in McHale Park, you see, so
yeah,
we're enjoying it.
Yeah, I've had them a few times myself here too.
That's very certainly the case. Shane Hare back on the pitch. Remember, Hollymount-Carramore down a man, and they've had it looks like just looking to see where the extra man's going to be for Melvin Gaels, and it looks like in a defensive possession.
Shane Ryan is doing a sweeping role there. He's a small, slight guy, and he's back behind his defence. And I'm just hoping we have a more orthodox full forward line now. Maybe if we can get maybe some direct ball in, you'd never know what happened. We've seen one ball going off the crossbar, so maybe that's the method to go. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We're up and running for the second half, and Melvin Gaels get the first chance. They're down by 7 points to 3 if you've just joined us. Hollymount-Carramore leading by 4 points in this intermediate semi-final, running into a bit of traffic. It's Jesse McGuinness. He had a point from play in the first half. Not going to get a point out of that situation. First play for Louis Mackin as he comes out of defence, and it's a high challenge coming in there. That'll definitely be a free. David McSherry penalised, nothing further than that. Robert Malloy gets it going. He has a yellow card, one of 3 Hollymount-Carramore players on the pitch with yellow cards from that first half, which just had a little bit of an edge to it, that's for sure. Kevin Costello, loose pass. Melvin Gaels on the move. They have a little advantage there. Peter McGowan plays through that advantage. And they'll just see, can they build slowly from the back. Colin McGowan. And now it's gone in towards Darragh Rooney. Rooney just steadies himself. Very poised in possession, Darragh Rooney. Really good talent, 17 years of age, Leitrim County minor. Remember, as we well know, Leitrim minors have done very well over the last few years, Connacht League titles, and just being hugely competitive, making great strides as Rooney tries a shot that's very much hit and hope and well wide in the end, so chance gone, and it's that little lack of punch in the full forward line that's really missing.
Yeah, but it was good. He had a go, and I'd like to see him more of that going on. At least the ball was worked into a wide area and stretched the Hollymount-Carramore in the corners, and then get it back out into the Jolene Wilkinson pocket and have a go. If they have a go, we can walk out of here with our heads high.
Breaking ball going to be won by Hollymount-Carramore in the shape of Keelan McNamara. Back the way he goes. It's very hard to have a strategy to play with 14 men, James, but at the same time, you want to retain possession because you're going to be overrun very quickly otherwise.
Yeah, and I suppose hopefully that's where our experience in playing Division 1A this year will stand to us, because we got promoted from 1B. We got promoted from 1B this year, so we had a lot of hard work to do in Division 1A, and we worked really hard on keeping possession and working it back and over the pitch. So now we're down to 14. Hopefully the same rules apply.
Yeah, sorry, I was just about to jump in there, but as we can see on the screen there, free in for Hollymount-Carramore. Declan Fearrick pulled down after a good run, and it looks like Clancy was the man possibly that did the little pull in the shirt. Another foul, and Cohen has been punishing you for all these.
Yeah, and that's another free that Donald has given away there, in a scoreable position, and that's the third one. So if this goes over, he has contributed to Hollymount-Carramore getting... It's gone wide, is it?
As Darren Cohen tapped over, he's kicked out wide. There was a lot of confusion over that. Not like Darren Cohen to miss those. And I'm just double checking. I'm trying to think of a wide they had in the first half. That could well be Hollymount-Carramore's. Is it their second wide now, or is it their first? Yeah, I thought it was their first. And that's some tally when you consider how many. What was it, 12 in the county final?
Yeah, we 12 in the county final, and I think it was 9 in the first half in the county final. Great block there by Ian. But yeah, that was unusual there for Darren. Hopefully it's his last one.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 points to 3. Melvin Gaels working their way into a bit of trouble there, and it's going to be free for Hollymount-Carramore, which is just stems from the fact that that Jonathan Conley there just got himself into a little bit of a cul-de-sac. Yeah, he did, and a turnover again, and now they've turned it over again, is it? Just about rescued by Porrick Fearrick. As passes go, they asked a lot of him there. He did well, he did his best, but it just didn't happen. And that's Connolly now, who's getting the free. And again, the crowd are fairly animated over there on the far side. There's an edge to it. Next score, really important. And if Melvin Gaels get it, they'll get a lot of confidence from it, James.
Yeah, I was just looking there, and Declan Ferrick showed a little bit of inexperience. We'd met Dermot Costello down injured there, so we were down to 13 men, but he took the free quick and put us under serious pressure.
The free coming in there. It's going to drop surely for a Hollymount-Carramore man, but it wasn't well controlled. It's broken free, could go anywhere, and it comes out to Roper. Good opportunity, goes wide, and that's another wide in the second half for the Melvin Gaels side, who are starting to mount them, and they'll be disappointed.
Yeah, it was a snapshot. It ricocheted, and he found himself in a position, and he was closed down fairly quickly, and I suppose the snapshot was kicked wide by Declan Roper.
Ferrick lays it off. Hollymount-Carramore start to move forward with Barry Sheridan. He's been back there mopping things up in the first half, and he's on the ball again here, along by the stand side, just seeing can they create something. Darren Cole makes the run. Fabian McMorrow tries to stick with him. Good work from McMorrow there. He's been involved in the Leitrim County panel on a number of occasions and plenty of experience in football down through the years, captain of this side this season. And if he continues to do that back in defence, they'll have a chance. Rooney playing a 1-2 with Langan, two of the younger members of this panel. And this is a very young Melvin Gaels side that will be looking to establish themselves and get comfortable in the senior championship again next season and see where they can build from there. A couple of years ago you followed up an intermediate title with a senior title, didn't you?
That's right, and I made history from 2011, won the intermediate, and then 12 won the senior. But there's a good few guys missing here today off that team, but these young guys have stepped up to the mark, and the future is bright.
He's one of those key men. Ferguson laid it off there to McGowan. McGowan now's played a 1-2 and has got it back. Peter McGowan with the left foot. That'll be a lovely score. Peter McGowan, what a score. 7 points to 4 now. Hollymount-Carramore lead, but there's a 3-point game and a big roar from the Melvin Gaels fans in the crowd there.
Yeah, it was an inspirational score. Peter, I suppose, is playing at a very good level. Especially the other lads around him can't get to that level. He's really up for this game, and it was on his weaker foot with his left, and it was a beautiful point there.
That's his second score from play in the game. First score of the second half as well. Hollymount-Carramore trying to deal with the fact that they're down to 14 men with the red card for Conor Kane, and trying to get back on the scoring run as well. First score was always going to be important. Porkfair, clever play, because he was about to get clobbered. Kevin Costello has it now, and there could be a lot of openings inside. Again, they're just trying to break it. It's come the way of Darren Cohen. He's the man they want to be in possession in these situations. Gets it outside. Good opportunity possibly for Ferrick. Could be a goal chance. Goes across the face of the goal. What a moment in the game for Hollymount-Carramore. And looks like McNamara's got in there and he's got it to the net. Brilliant goal for Hollymount-Carramore, but it was just the build-up play was so well worked and a super finish.
Yeah, it was a great finish now, and it all came from when we pushed our sweeper up. We've come out in the second half now with 14 players, and we're still playing the sweeper system. But that last patch of play, Kevin Costello moved up, who is our sweeper, and laid off the ball, and we worked it across and got the goal. So I think maybe that's the ploy we have to keep playing, is just go for it now, and we have the bit of a lead. So.
I was saying the big roar from Hollymount-Carramore supporters, or from Melvin Gaels supporters on their score, but an even bigger roar from the fans here from South Mayo. Had obviously the shorter trek, the home county advantage going to Mayo in this particular fixture. But what a moment in the game. 1-7 to 4 points. It's a 6-point lead now. Big blow for Melvin Gaels.
Yeah, and it was it was a diagonal ball. It's a ball that's hard to defend as a defender when it cuts across, and it made the space, and then it got back inside. I suppose everybody was drawn to the ball, and the Hollymount-Carramore player was just dropped back into the pocket, and he just punched in over the keeper.
1-7 to 4 points, a 6-point advantage. Melvin Gaels still are obviously going to try and exploit the extra man. They may have to push a man forward to do that. This one's drilled towards the post. This could be one of the scores of the game as well. In terms of points, they've had maybe 4 points from play that you would put down as probably the best 4 points for the game. And Dara Rooney is a man who's drilled that over. A young player, 17 years of age, looks so composed.
Brilliant, really, and he's come on leaps and bounds, and he's a really, really good bright star. But he has to have a big game here because he has to have a big bearing in this game.
1-7 to 5 points now. Nice score. They are scoring some nice points.
Yeah, some great scores now. Like a lot of our scores are kind of run of the mill, as you'd call them. But apart from Darren Cohen's outside of the foot one in the first half. But no, there's some great attacking play here from Melvin Gaels.
Absolutely, Melvin Gaels just showing fire and determination, trying to get back into this game. And can they do it? Leo Ryan. It's not over yet. You get the feeling after that score. Jesse McGuinness. Fabian McMorrow, always going through 2 or 3 men. There could be something on here in terms of overlaps. There's a challenge as the ball was being received. It didn't look like it was a shoulder-to-shoulder hit, and now there's a little bit of afters as well. And that's just going to add to the fun. Nothing worse than having to commentate on a bit of a schmozzle. But anyways, Gareth, let's get back to the free. That looked to be pretty clear.
Yeah, it did. But in fairness to the other player, the opposition, it was there to be 1-2. It was kind of open play. Yeah. So look, there's come in a new rule in here. If you have a shoulder to somebody's chest, it's a free in, and it's not like the old days.
No, certainly not. 1-7 to 5 points. It'll be a free in for Melvin Gaels, though. All of their scores from play. Yeah, Liam in the background is saying, I think you're saying that from a nostalgic point of view. You missed them. Yeah,
well, that used to add a bit of bite to the game, and I feel that where football has gone, hurling's a more physical game now. So maybe, I don't know, years ago that would definitely not be a free. It was a hospital pass to start with.
You're getting all this quoted back to you on the pitch now when you're reffing, Gareth. So you better be careful now. Asher, you were saying that wasn't a free years ago, Gareth. That's what they'll be saying. Anyways, sticking with the play, David McSharry has a free for Melvin Gaels. I don't know if I can judge 13 metres from here, but I can definitely say Hollymount-Carramore are infringing upon it. And now they've stepped back. So McSharry, very much the old socks down around the ankles. In fact, I don't even think he's wearing football socks, judging by him there as he taps that over. 1-7 to 6 points. 2 quick points. That's good.
Yeah, it's a good response to the goal, I suppose. And the goal probably came against the run of play, and there's 2 scores now. So if we can push on, I'd be still hopeful here. We haven't lied down anywhere. It's a good reaction to the goal.
David McSharry that is, with the free. 1-7 to 6 points. 10 minutes gone in the second half. 20 minutes left in this intermediate championship semi-final. Mike Cullen or Micheál Glavies will be in the final to take on these sides in 2 weeks' time. Whichever one wins here will go to extra time if it's needed. But there's a big margin still, 4 points. Hollymount-Carramore, can they get the next score and just keep the pressure on? Kevin Fearick, loose pass. And that, James, you're not the only Hollymount-Carramore man wincing at that one, because that was a turnover that they didn't need at that point. Tactically, you're keeping that man back in defence. Do you still think that's the best way to do it? Yeah, well, I suppose he's covering there. They're still very dangerous. Hollymount-Carramore, when they run at us, they definitely, when they run at teams, they have got the physicality to break the tackle. So you need somebody back minding the house. Peter McGowan takes a pass off McGuinness and then quickly gets it off to Rooney. Had that wonderful point a few minutes ago. Another pull of the shirt. I've got a perfect view on that one, James. What do you reckon?
Yeah, technically it was a free. It's a soft free, but it's a free. I'm just watching Melvin Gaels' sweeper. They do play him back, or the extra man. They do play him back when we have the ball, but then when they don't have the ball, they push him up, which makes it very, very hard for us to work the ball out. I'm just, like when we're taking kick-outs, he's out around the middle. So it's a very difficult game for us here, because we're finding it very hard to get past our 45 when we have the ball.
So as the free's going to be taken by David McSharry. And Taylor Simpson is coming on. I was told to keep an eye out for this young lad because he was likely to feature at some point. Leo Ryan has gone off. David McSharry has just said, yeah, I'll tap that over. What a score from David McSharry. And it's 1-7 to 7 points, 3 points in a row. And if you look at the second half, 4 scores to 1 really as well, if you want to add that in there. Just a goal from Hollymount, crucial. They lead by 3 points, but that's a big moment in the game, Liam.
Yes, as the game builds in excitement, Rob, we have John Gannon watching from Claremore. I see the stats at the Mayo 3-1 team last year, of course. And everybody in Sam's Bar in Claremore is shouting on Hollymount-Carramore as well. And I believe the proprietor there, mine host, Peter Killeen, might be doing a free round if Hollymount-Carramore prevail. So get there quick, folks.
What if the Melvin Gaels fans go over if they prevail? We'll have to see. He may well change his mind on that. We'll have to work out how it's going to go, though. Colin McGowan's trying to send that into Taylor Simpson. Very much overcooked here on a sunny evening. The sunlight. It looks like it's a silent ball, yeah, but it is Hollymount-Carramore's ball anyway, so it was a little bit off target, I should say. 1-7 to 7, 3 points in a row. Yeah, great, and things is looking up now, and there's a bit of a response there, but I said that ball went out in the corner, and you couldn't ask it for to go out in a better place. It hit the corner flag, which is a sideline ball, so they have to work it out. Yeah, and that's where the extra man can prove handy, just to put that extra bit of pressure, as James was saying. Another free, though, just leaving the hand in there. Micheál Ferguson, I think it was. And it'll be a free out for Hollymount-Carramore in around their own 45-metre line. It was one change at half-time from Tom Conneely, and just hasn't necessarily felt the need to look for others. But it is difficult. They do miss Conor Keane, who started so well in this game, getting the red card just before half-time. Loose ball goes over on the stand side. Sideline ball to Melvin Gaels. the crowd really getting behind Melvin Gaels now that have made this long journey down.
Yeah, and I just noticed the handling has got a bit loose of Hollymount-Carramore. They're making a few mistakes there, and our lads are just rallying. And we're in an ascendancy at the minute, so if we can keep a push on here, if we get this within a point or two, you wouldn't know what would happen here.
Don Clancy was in oceans of space there, but they decided just to keep it central. Peter McGowan getting the ball back now. What a key player he's been, and a centre point to a lot of the good play from Melvin Gaels so far. 2 great scores from play. Here's Clancy on the ball now, but he's going down a bit of a cul-de-sac if he wants to go through Darren Cole. Not going to happen. Jesse McGuinness, he passes it back in field. So patience from Melvin Gaels, and we've seen that in the first half too. And they'll just try and build slowly and see what options are there. Connolly, little pass and go, and he gets it back off Langan, and the advantage was accruing for the free in around the 45 metre line. Dave McSherry stuck one over from in around that distance a few minutes ago, so he'll have another go, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a good distance out now. Hopefully that the accuracy can be there. He's definitely got the distance, so just hopefully we can stick this over. We can stick this over, there'll be 2 in it, and as I said, we're going on strong here.
7 of the players who won the senior title for Melvin Gaels still started today, so they've lost a lot of players from that team. They went down to intermediate but bounced straight back this season with the title. McSherry, that's fantastic. You were telling me he's a key score getter, and there's some great free taking here. He's got you within 2 points now.
Yeah, and he's one of the oldest players out here too. Fabian McMorris, 31, he's 29 or 30. I'm not sure if he's 30 or 29. I think he lied about his age in the programme, but that's a fantastic strike. 45 yards outside of the boot, bang over the bar, 2 in it, and I'm getting a bit more confident here.
Yeah, 178 points. And the ball is breaking. A chance for Jesse McGuinness. Rooney, he scored 1 beautiful point already. Oh, Darragh Rooney. That is absolutely outstanding stuff. 5 points in a row now from Melvin Gaels. Fantastic from the Leitrim Intermediate champions. 1-7 playing 9 points, just a point in it.
Yeah, and it broke at midfield there too. I think that Hollymount-Carramore are feeling the pinch of the player down. Their legs are getting a bit tired here, and our lads are, as I said, they'll go for another hour. These young lads, these lads are only 18, 19 years of age, and they could run marathons, these guys.
Oh, from your point of view, James, it's really starting to feel like the tide's against you.
Yeah, big time. I've never seen a game where sending off has such an effect on a game. It's changed our total strategy here, that we always play with an extra man back and work it up, but with that man gone now, it's really affecting us. We need a plan B. It doesn't seem to be coming.
And the one thing is, Hollymount-Carramore still lead the game by a point, so they have that going for them. 14 minutes to go in this game. We've had a cracking intermediate semi-final, and it's really starting to come to life in the last few minutes, even more so. Stephen Cohn, and up the field comes Louis Mackin, so there's an urgency to Hollymount-Carramore. Maybe that goal settled them a little bit too much, and it came at a time when they thought maybe they had put this away. Well, they haven't. There's work to be done. Melvin Gaels, better side for long periods. Can they drive it home? They're defending with gusto and determination, and they've given a free away. Too much gusto, perhaps. That'll be a free in. Fabian McMorrow, the guilty party that time. But it just at a point when it looked like Hollymount-Carramore were being crowded out, the free comes.
Yeah, it was more of a lunge by Fabian. He might have been better just to maybe stand strong and let absorb the contact. But I think the Hollymount-Carramore man was cute too. He grabbed his arm going down. But anyway, that's fair game. That happens both ways.
Darren Cohn stands over the ball. 1-7 to 9 points. Big moment in the game now, because they haven't scored for quite a while. So I'm trying to just check. There's been 5 points in a row since Hollymount-Carramore scored last. And Cohn only missed one not so long ago. He's missed another one now. And it's just adding to the sense of frustration. Just that Keelan McNamara goal in the second half.
Yeah, just one score in the second half, and that goal. I never like saying it, but maybe the goal came at the wrong time for us. It put us 5 points up, and maybe the lads thought, well, we have this now, but we haven't been at the races since.
It's football, it's all about momentum, and it's definitely with Melvin Gaels, but the kick out is there to be won from a Hollymount-Carramore perspective, and it's been well won too. Stephen Cohn, captain of the Mayo minor team that won the All-Ireland in 2013, Pork Fearick. Back it goes to Darren Cohn, part of the Mayo senior panel, as we know. Kevin Costello gets a little pull. At that time he doesn't get the free, and that's something that has been given a few times beforehand. But Kevin Fearick goes back in field. Hollymount-Carramore have a definite sense of urgency. Melvin Gaels have a sense of determination. That one isn't going to be on target. It's going to stay in play though and broken down. I think it could have been Fearick in there. Picked up though superbly well by Ryan, and it was a free just before he picked that up against Melvin Gaels. Free into Hollymount-Carramore. It must have been just an obstruction, yeah, and that's another opportunity for Cohen. Do you see him go out, like in terms of his range? You know, he's had a couple of frees go well wide. It's just not like him, but I'm sure he'll be confident getting back on track here.
Yeah, Darren's a classy player, but he can be a bit, I suppose, hit and miss. You know, Darren could go out tomorrow and score 5, 16, or might be another day he might only get 4 points from frees. This free now, I'd prefer Kevin Ferrick to take it over this side with the left foot.
It's been brought in because of a bit of a descent again. That's going to be something that Melvin Gaels will regret afterwards on a couple of occasions. They made that from a very tight angle, made a very easy free out of it, and superly finished by Kevin Ferrick.
I see there's a substitution coming on there. My neighbour Alan Fahey's coming on, and it's Dermot Costello going off.
Costello put in a strong shift in this game, but it is Alan Fahey that's on. He'll be wearing 19. Kevin Ferrick, the man who scored the free, just from that side, as you pointed out. 1-8 to 9 points. That puts 2 points between the sides. We're into the last 11 minutes of the game. Another short kick out to be pounced upon and turned over. That's superb work by a man who's been really stepping up in the last couple of minutes. Kevin Ferrick. He's had a good game all round, but just when they needed him, Ryan's rescued the situation to some degree, but a lot of work still to do back there for Melvin Gaels. Langan, now suddenly the extra man just doesn't seem to be there, but they've just about got themselves out of trouble. Good work from Jonathan Conley back there to support his side. The Leitrim panellist is going to be a very important influence, a push in the back on Jesse McGuinness, and Melvin Gaels can breathe easy again. 1 goal and 8 points to 9 points. Sometimes in games you can have all the momentum, Garrett, but if you don't get level when you're on that charge, the game can start to get away from you again.
Yeah, and Hollymount-Carramore showed their experience there. Now they went up the field and worked themselves into the ball into a tight angle in the corner, worked the score, and has settled them again. You know, so you know they were against the run of play there. They showed a bit of experience here and settled down. Now substitution is killing the game a bit too. You know, it's good management as well from Carramore.
Declan Clancy on as well there, and Langan off for Melvin Gaels, so they're making the changes too. Fabian McMorrow. Micheál Ferguson gets the free. A lot of frustration in the crowd, James, with our referee today.
Yeah, the referee, obviously he's doing his best, but he's a very technical referee, so he's pulling for a lot of the technical fouls.
That's diplomacy 101 right there. Here's Connolly chipping it in, danger. And good work back there on the line from Niall Campbell, alert and alive, and he takes it quickly, but there's a lot of pressure coming up the field and not easy to get out. You would think from the way they're playing that there's a strong wind. There's a slight little breeze in favour of Melvin Gaels, but I don't think it's too significant at the moment in terms of why Hollymount-Carramore are just building from the back. It just seems to be their style. They're working their way into a bit of trouble as well. Kevin Costello just gets it into the middle of the park. Wherever you are, if you want to get involved, facebook.com/local streaming will get us, at local streaming on Twitter as well, and we'll read out your messages from around the world, whether you're supporting Hollymount-Carramore, Melvin Gaels, or anyone besides. Colleran Roofing from Hollymount-Carramore, they're our sponsors from Hollymount-Carramore, and we're very grateful to them. And the Melvin Gaels sponsors are BMG Hardware Bundoran and the Droz Salmon Fishery Kinloch as well. So big thanks to our sponsors to make this live stream around the world possible for you. And what a good finish we have to the game. 1-8 to 9 points. A little bit of a afters there. We have a free in around the middle of the park. 2 point lead for Hollymount-Carramore. Melvin Gaels hit those 5 points in a row, but it's just the scoring chances have dried up.
That's right, yeah, and they have weathered the storm, Hollymount-Carramore, and I just feel now this is the part of the game when every decision is crucial, and you know the calls. And I wish the referee the best of luck, but this is when this is when he earns his money.
That's certainly so, or his tea and sandwiches, soup and sandwiches at the very least, anyways. As Hollymount-Carramore on the charge again, it's been a good answer to a lot of pressure. Louis Mackin all the way up the field. That's a penalty. As he was going for the shot, his striking foot was taken out. Louis Mackin has earned his side a very important opportunity that could put this game out of reach of Melvin Gaels. In fact, all of a sudden, 7.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, well, we haven't scored it yet, but fair play to Louis Mackin. No, he came on there at half time, and I'm surprised he didn't get a nosebleed when he passed the halfway line, but he done well. He was taking the strike for goal, and his striking foot was taken out of it.
Yeah, don't know what the umpire had to say there to add anything to the decision. He just wanted to make sure he realised it really was a penalty. It wasn't just a penalty. But anyways, it's decision made, and we'll see who's going to take this. I'm going to guess it's going to be Mr. Cohen. Who else? Real opportunity. And they carved Melvin Gaels open on that occasion and caused all sorts of trouble. I see there's a change on there for Hollymount-Carramore as well. No, correct myself. That's as is. As Alan Fahey ran in just to have a quick word with Shane Hare, our referee. Cohen gets the ball out. Michael Neil Gallagher is in goal. He's a Leitrim County minor. The legend Garrett Phelan on the bench, who was a Leitrim inter-county player for close to a decade, has made way for the young man. Big moment for him. Here's the shot. Darren Cohn, what power. Back of the net, huge moment. 2 goals and 8 points for Hollymount-Carramore. 9 points for Melvin Gaels.
Yeah, great score, vital score for us now. And in fairness, Darren was very wise, I think, just putting the boot through it and driving it in rather than trying to place it on a day like today.
Brilliant strike. I don't think many goalkeepers could have gotten in the way of that one, even the great Garrett Phelan himself.
No, you don't save them. That was a fantastic strike and a correct decision too. It was definitely a penalty. So, that's the way the thing swings.
Good swing again in the second. Jesse McGuinness coming through off a breaking ball from Rooney. Gives it back to Rooney. He's had a couple of lovely scores from play. Oh, that's fantastic. Keep an eye out for Darragh Rooney, wherever you are watching this in the coming years, because he's a man for the future and we're going to see him in the green in Leitrim, that's for sure, I have no doubt. Beautiful score there.
He's an excellent footballer. He has fantastic balance and he's just a great feat. He's just a joy to watch and he's going to be an inspiration in the years to come.
Grew up watching his fellow clubman Emlyn Mulligan on the pitch many a time, I have no doubt. Mulligan, of course, not part of the club at the moment, travelling the world, but he has been an inspiration to a lot of these younger players and one of the better Leitrim players of the last 3 or 4 decades, that's for sure. Rooney has given a little bit of a lifeline for Melvin Gaels, but they are in a big hole now. 2 goals and 8 points for Hollymount-Carramore, down to 14 men since just before half time. 10 points for Melvin Gaels. So a 4-point margin now as Hollymount-Carramore just look and see what they can do. That's a great ball into space. Robert Malloy has come on to it. Malloy breaks it. Oh, it just comes loose off the foot there of Kevin Fearick. He's one of those situations where we've all had it happen to us on the football pitch, but it just gives possession away.
Yeah, he probably had too much time. He was probably thinking about whether he'd tap it over or go for goal. I see there's a change here. Conor Hanahan is coming on there and it's Ian Costello going to the sideline.
All right, Hanahan on. Costello has had a tough battle in there today, but he's stuck at it. I think some of the half forwards deserve a lot of credit. That reaction to the score from, as I go back to it, from Rooney from play that took the game to a 1-point game was excellent. And then, as we're catching up with the scoreline, the goal outstandingly taken from the penalty spot by Darren Cohn. There's a foul on Fabian McMorrow. Another foul as well for the advantage, so there's going to be a yellow card, I think, for Fearick here. Let's make sure he isn't one of the men who hasn't been yellow carded already. He isn't. Free in for Melvin Gaels. 2 goals and 8 points. That's 14 for Hollymount-Carramore. 10 points for Melvin Gaels. Yellow card for poor Fearick. Still time in this game for Melvin Gaels. 4 minutes to go plus injury time. A goal could, well, it's a cliche, but it could change this whole game.
Yeah, I've talked about it. Unfortunately, Hollymount-Carramore have got the 2 goals, and I was thought we would have needed the goals, but if we needed a goal more than often, we need it now. And as part this is part of the game where we'll get stale and lads will take one for the team, and there's a great score from David McSharry.
What a score from David McSharry. You couldn't call it better than that. It's been an exhibition of free taking from the number 10 for Melvin Gaels in the second half. David McSharry with 4 fantastic points. What a weapon he is to have.
He is, yeah. Him, as I said, him and Dara would at half time they hadn't scored, and now they're in the ascendancy. And those guys, we needed those guys to play maybe a wee bit better in the first half, and we wouldn't be in as much of ascendancy.
3 minutes and 15 seconds left plus injury times. It's a 1-score game again. 2-8 playing 11 points. 14 points to 11. And Melvin Gaels still believe. I've rarely seen a team that just refuses to give up like this. Rooney's getting inside. He's had some chances. Goal chance. Brilliant save. Rebound. It's in the net. Melvin Gaels have scored. Jesse McGuinness. Loose ball. 2 great saves from Campbell. But there weren't enough. This Melvin Gaels team just does not give up.
Well, I just have to say, Darragh Rooney is 17 years of age, and he took a hit there that you wouldn't take in a car crash and stood up, and it popped up to Jesse McGuinness, and the beard wasn't in his eyes for once, and he put it in the net.
Jesse McGuinness will be dining out in that goal for quite some time if they can win this one. 2-8 plays 1-11. We are level pegging here for the first time in the second half, and for the first time since it was 1 point apiece way back early in the first half. Finally they've drawn level, and how well it took another goal for Hollymount-Carramore to do that. But here comes Darren Cohn, ball given away, an opportunity for Hollymount-Carramore to really strike back, even to get ahead. Heenan is just on the pitch, just tries to control that ball. Neil Ferguson just picking himself up off the ground after that error, but can Melvin Gaels hold Hollymount-Carramore out? What a finish to this this game. Extra time if necessary. 2 minutes to go in normal time plus injuries. Feerick, and here comes Hollymount-Carramore again. Every time Melvin Gaels strike a blow, they have an answer. Is this going to be another one? Kevin Costello, he needs to look for an option and finds it out there in Kevin Feerick. Those two men have been so important in the second half to Hollymount-Carramore's response to this relentless stuff from Melvin Gaels. They refuse to give up, as we said. Here's Stephen Cohen. He's been involved in tight, tense pressure situations in his football career before. This is one of them. Kevin Feerick, back it goes. Patience from Hollymount-Carramore. Determination in defence from the Melvin Gaels side. Dropping in, tapped over the bar or wide. Opportunity gone. Could have gone in the net, could have gone over the bar, but nothing comes from that attack. We remain level, 2-8 to 1-11. They won't go away, James.
No, the game is there to be won now by both teams. I suppose I'm a bit disappointed now with both goals we've scored. The first goal we scored, Melvin Gaels got the next 5 points. We got a goal, and then they got 1-2 without response. That we seem to just let them back into the game every time. We need to be a bit cute or a bit more even cynical.
Yeah, well, possibly so. What a charging run from Rooney. What a finish as well. When it came loose from McGuinness, Rooney's shot was a blistering one. It was well saved from Campbell. Some other changes coming on here. Just double check who's on first of all. Paul Simpson is on. And Roper is off. It's a big man, Simpson. He'll provide a different option in the full forward line. This ball could come towards Rooney. It was certainly on in his path. As he come up with it, he's done just enough. Tension here. The Melvin Gaels fans are struggling to stay in their seats there in the main stand. Would you blame them? What an upset this would be, and what a moment it would be for the club if they can get to an intermediate final. Hollymount-Carramore really have to battle to try and save themselves in this one. This is on. Fabian McMarrow. Can they work their way into a scoring situation? Up the field is Ryan. He's going to dink this in. And not enough on it. Campbell gets it out. Stephen Cohen offers himself as an outlet. But as he looks up the field, he's going to have a sight that's not going to make him very happy because there's no one to pass to. Simpson, just a little touch on the back, and that's enough for the free. 30 minutes on the clock. Not sure how much additional time. We missed that. But we'll keep you posted as the clock ticks on. 2-8 to 1-11. If you've just joined us, we're level in this intermediate semi-final. And one score could do it. Mackin lays it off. Feerick coming forward. Feerick is going to send this right across the face of goal. Those diagonal balls are the dangerous ones. And Shane Ryan, well, he's on flights back and forth from Newcastle weekly, and he's playing his part back there for his local club. Here's David McSharry. All those frees, how important they've been to keep this side in it. Level pegging, as we said. Melvin Gaels, though, with Clancy, trying to build for one last chance. One score could do it. The next score should win it. We were told 2 minutes additional time, 30 minutes and 50 seconds by my clock. So just about a minute left. Melvin Gaels' possession. There might be overworking that one. And Hollymount-Carramore stand their ground, get a big turnover in defence and keeps them alive in this contest. 2-8 to 1-11. If we do go to extra time, Hollymount-Carramore will be back to 15 men as the rules state. 2 periods of additional time could really test the legs of both sides. Here's Kevin Costello. How important has he been in the second half?
Kevin has been tremendous for us out there. He's got an engine. I've never seen anyone with an engine like Kevin, and the role he plays for us is unreal. That looks like a free against us.
Yeah, it looks like a free. Oh no, he's saying go back to the point. Yeah, I was wondering how it possibly could be a free against Hollymount-Carramore, but he just wasn't happy with the speed it was taken. Yeah, the tension. Any free around there, and David McSharry be tapping it over. And as we're looking to see how things are building up. Clancy has come on, of course. He didn't start wearing 7, and there's a McGuinness that's gone off the goal scorer. Yeah, so we might be seeing some of these players again later too if it does go to extra time. But Hollymount-Carramore have a free in, so one last chance for them. I make it the last few seconds of the game. Just send a bomb in towards the full forward line. Can they get that one chance? Who else but Dara Rooney's back there winning possession. Great stuff from the young 17-year-old. He finds Liam Ryan. Liam Ryan is going to try and find an outlet. That's a high challenge on Connolly. Referee's playing an advantage. Connolly takes it quickly. Melvin Gaels one last opportunity. Fabian McMarrow, he's seen so much football in his career. Can he have this moment? But he's been pulled away, and that is the full-time whistle. Well, I hope you've paid your subscriptions online because we have some extra bandwidth needed here. We're going to extra time. Don't go anywhere. Don't close that laptop. There's a lot more action from a sunny McHale Park. Melvin Gaels with a goal and 2 points without reply right at the end. I'm going to get a one quick toss from both lads before we hand back to Liam. And Gerhard, I have to start with you. Fantastic from the Leitrim men.
Yeah, it's great. And you know, they've made a good account of themselves. And just, you know, there's a lot of fellas going down with cramps. So it'll be interesting to see who's able to live it out the most. But, you know, there's a lot of tired guys out there.
Most certainly. That second half, at half time, it was 7 points to 3 to Hollymount-Carramore. The second half started with a point from Melvin Gaels, and then that goal from Keelan McNamara, which possibly settled Hollymount-Carramore too much, because 5 points in a row from Melvin Gaels got them right back into the game. Yet they conceded another goal and a point and looked beaten. Never beaten though. 1-2 right at the end. Hollymount-Carramore still live. Back to 15 men, that'll help them.
Oh yeah, back to 15, that will help us, but the 14 lads, the other 14 lads will be drained. They put in serious effort there for the last 30 minutes. I think I said about 10-15 minutes ago, I've never seen a game where sending off had such an effect on a game. But yeah, geez, we're delighted to get to extra time, because Melvin Gaels really had the momentum there in the second half.
As you can see on the screen there, Hollymount-Carramore have gone into the dressing room at half time, whereas Melvin Gaels have stayed out on the pitch. Here's Liam.
Thank you very much, Rob. We've got another half-time break, so to speak, between normal time and extra time. Huge drama there. I'm going to be joined by Gareth and James in a moment, but also David, the club chairperson from Melvin Gaels. But first, Liam, our junior correspondent, you have a message from Twitter?
Yeah, just a quick hello to Kevin, Emer, Joe and Gay listening in from Dromahair.
I wonder who they're shouting for.
Nah, they didn't say.
Dromahair, I suspect it's Melvin Gaels. David, if you could join us again there for a second. You let a roar out of you that was quite tribal, I felt, when you got the goal. But you needed that as well, because you had a lot of play, but you weren't capitalising.
Absolutely. I suppose the first half a wee bit more defensive. So I suppose at half time, I'm sure Liam had them riled up well. And you could see it kind of coming, the goal coming. Would have thought we, possibly would have got it earlier, but not. But definitely a lot of hard work went in there. Darragh Rooney caught it, took a shot. It was blocked. Great save by the goalie. Came back out and Jesse netted it there. So, but great work rate. Like, to come back and, you know what I mean, they could have put the heads down at half time and says, oh, sure, up here for the day, have a good day out. But true Melvin Gaels' traditional style is come out and fight hard, and they did pick it up, and substitutes that came on there made the difference. Lads are a wee bit tired now, but they're regrouping over there on the other side. So look, at a great game of football, absolutely great to be involved, great to watch now. So from both teams, and it's very hard out there. The ground is a wee bit slippy in that, but to get the goal, got it at the right time. We needed to capitalise on another point to put it over, but hopefully that will come now.
Okay, David, thank you very much. Of course, we should mention our sponsors again. We have a very elaborate technological thing here as well, BMG Hardware from Kinlaw, and every angle covered, Coleraine Roofing. Whoa, nearly figured out through the roof, in fact. Coleraine Roofing, Caltra Hill, Claremorris, and of course Drowse Fisheries. And I'm joined by James and Gareth as well too. And we've had a request for Phelim Riley, the Ballinrobe defender, to sing The Rose of Ballinrobe live. He's had a big hit with it lately on YouTube. Check it out. He tried to keep it quiet, but we got it out there. James, it got hairy for a while, which is a bit of an unusual statement for the three of us, but it got hairy for a while.
Oh, that's for sure. I tell you, I'm delighted to get to extra time. I'm shaking, to be honest, because Melvin Gaels had all the momentum there now. The good thing is we can go back to 15, but when Melvin Gaels got that goal, we were Melvin Gaels had the extra man there, but I tell you, there was extra men in here shouting and roaring behind me here. We're just delighted now to get extra time, and hopefully, I just hope that we're that bit cuter, and I hate saying it, but maybe even cynical, because I mentioned it there in co-commentary. Like, when we got our first goal, they came back and got 5 points straight away after that. We got our second goal and they got 1-2, I think, straight away after that. That we didn't try to lock up shop at all after getting big scores, and we only got 1 point in the second half. So we've a lot of improvement to do, but I'm delighted to be there.
Gareth, there were times when it felt that your short passing game was causing you problems, but when you went really chasing at the end, it stood to you because you were able to work your way through patiently.
Yeah, and we scored 3 points in the first half, and we scored 1-8 in the second half, and I suppose that's the tells the tale. I don't know now. I hope these lads can sustain it. They're very young, so it's the only thing that could get them today now is a big stage. So they're in uncharted waters, and I just hope they can push on. But I know it was Noel Kennedy came off there, but he might be coming back on. But they're back to 15, so it can go anyway. Really, it could go anyway.
Did you feel it was gone?
I did. When we were 7 points down there, I think we were 7 points down there. I knew we needed a goal. I honestly knew we needed a goal. We got a bit of luck. We got a goal, but I feel there that Hollymount-Carramore had a chance over there, the far side, and a man was isolated on the ball, and maybe he was tired or ponderous, but it was recycled out to midfield. I was glad to see it come back out, and I suppose then at the end there we had a chance. Liam Ryan kicked the ball into the goalkeeper's hands, so both teams could have won it. So it's an intriguing encounter. So I just hope we come out the right side of it. But when we leave here today, we're both winners as clubs, because it was a spectacle of a game.
Yeah, it's going to be very cagey now, James. Who can adapt better to the fatigue that's going to set in? Who can slow the game down, perhaps, because we're into the reserves of energy now?
Yeah, both teams are going to have to be cute, I suppose, and try to come up with a game plan to win it. But as Garrett said there, like, both teams can be proud. The 35 players gave everything out there. But yeah, it's going to be a different type of game now. It's only 15 minutes each half, so
10 minutes half.
Or 10 minutes half even. So which is even like it's half time before you even know it. So like you might only see 1 or 2 scores here in the next 20 minutes. So every score is going to be vital here now. I'm hoping that us being back to 15 will give us that little bit of a boost, not an advantage but a boost.
Okay, Melvin Gaels, as Rob said, didn't go in at half time. They're having their huddle down in the far corner there at the corner of the stand. Hollymount-Carramore are watching for them to come out. We don't want to miss any of the action. It's been enthralling stuff here at Elvery's McHale Park in this AIB Connacht Club semi-final at intermediate level. Still no sign of Hollymount-Carramore. We'll cut to Rob as quickly as they come out, because we don't have much time. 10 minutes and a half, as James said, is half time before you know it. Melvin Gaels have experienced people around there, though, haven't they? They have a number of older players who've been in tight spots before.
They have, yeah, and the management team is all the team that I would have played with, and Colin Regan and Garrett Phelan, they're from '98 winning senior championship team, and I suppose having 7 players that won a senior championship in a couple of years ago will stand to them. But I felt that Hollymount-Carramore struggled to get scores from maybe distance out, and they tried to work the ball in, and our lads hunted in packs there and turned it over and recycled it. So on the other hand, we kick scores from 40 yards out. So I'd be hopeful that if we don't bring it into contact around the perimeter of the 45, if we kick a couple of long range points, we can get scores from there, whereas we struggle to get scores inside. Getting
the ball into Darren, as always, will be important for Hollymount-Carramore, James.
Yeah, that's our whole game plan. Win the ball around the middle and get it into Darren as quick as possible. And that's where we kind of went astray there in the second half, because the extra man that they had came out around the middle when the ball was there to be contested. So we didn't win. I wouldn't say we won one break there in the second half. We won no clean ball. So we were living on scrap. Or Darren was living on scraps inside. So now that we're back to 15, there won't be an extra man. So hopefully we can even break even at midfield, and that will have a big difference.
Okay, Hollymount-Carramore are back out on the field, so we'll be going back to Rob in a moment, our second half commentator. As we discussed earlier on with James, Hollymount-Carramore, or indeed Hollymount as it was back then, have never beaten a Leitrim team in the Connacht Club Championship. They've lost twice at senior level to Shauna Hessens of Ballinamore and Ahawillan. One played in Hollymount, one played in Ahawillan, and hopefully from their perspective they're trying to put that right today. Hello to Marie Gilmartin in Clare Galway, and Pauline Ann Gavigan in Ballyshannon. Melvin Gaels supporters tuned in. I hope the hearts are okay after that, because it was a little bit nerve-wracking. And Rob Murphy, you're okay too, are you?
Oh, I'm fine, yeah, ready to go. We've just negotiated the contract for the extra time there as well, so everything's covered. On we go again. And as we look for the second half, we're looking at who the extra player is going to be. Dermot Costello comes back on, so you're back to the full set of 15, James.
Yeah, Dermot's come back in there now, and to be honest, it's probably a great decision, because Dermot is in his senior years, I suppose, and the 15-20 minute break there, taking him off before the end of full time, will give him a more energy now to work away here now in the extra time.
20 minutes extra time, 10 minutes per half here, and we'll have a 5-minute break as well, and that's where having Garrett here with his refereeing experience helps me out a little bit too. So they'll have just quick huddles on the field. You won't be allowing them in. Looks like even to start the second half that Stephen Clancy's going to start in midfield with Peter McGowan, and in terms of the midfield lineup for Hollymount-Carramore, it's Alan Fahy there alongside Keelan McNamara, the goal scorer for Hollymount-Carramore. We're talking about energy, which team is going to be fitter. There's going to be a quick toss of the coin as well, as you usually do. Hollymount-Carramore are going to play the way they're set up, and as they've won the toss, they're going to play in with the wind, and that wind has picked up a little bit, could be a factor.
Yeah, the flags are moving a lot more now too, and I suppose Hollymount-Carramore, their average age was chatting, James is 24, whereas ours will be 20, so maybe that could be a factor with 20 minutes more of football, I don't know. But the wind has picked up considerably, but Melvin Gaels are defending against the wind now in this first period of time, and we're waiting on another player to come out, and it's going to be a great encounter, really looking forward to it.
I've just heard from the other semi-final, which has started later. Mike Cullen, 2 goals and 2 points. Mayo Glavies, a goal. So a good start for the Galway champions. Watch them beat Atton Ryan, that Galway intermediate final. They are definitely a side that are well worth their place at the senior level within Galway. They'll be providing tough opposition for someone here. But will it be Melvin Gaels to continue to complete this, what would be a remarkable comeback as well if you add it all in? Here's a ball inside. Darren going, start to half, real bit of pressure. McMorrow, did he touch that on the ground? He might have, but he's got away with it anyways. That's the main thing. And Melvin Gaels have got away with that one. Straight away, Hollymount-Carramore, route 1 into Darren Cohen. Almost worked. Connolly, or correct myself, sorry, Clancy. And Donald Clancy wins the free, and on the ball is Peter McGowan. McGowan has had such an influence on this game. It's not easy for him when there's no options and it's going to be a throw ball, and he's raging at his teammates. He wants them to make space for him, and well, it's all gone now. The chance is gone. Maybe that's that first example of realising there's 15 on 15 again. No opportunities for those players again. Good win there for Stephen Clancy. Onto the pitch, didn't start, but he gives the ball away after winning it. And Dermot Costello's back on the field and wins possession. He's going to test his engine as well. Kevin Fearick with his left foot. That's a perfect ball. That's one of the best passes of the game to Cohn, who lays it off to Robert Malloy. That is a wonderful score from Hollymount-Carramore and a huge, huge response.
Yeah, brilliant. We've had 2 attacks there now, and we've gone very direct, which I think is a very positive move. We've won 2 balls out around the middle, and we've kicked them in. Robbie Malloy with a second point of the game from wing back, so he stood up to the plate here today.
Brilliant pass from Fearick in as well off his left foot, and it's just what Cohn needed. Ball breaking for him. He was able to tap that off. Good start for Hollymount-Carramore, and the roar from their supporters was probably louder than some of the goals. They know they're in such a battle here, and they weren't sure what to expect. Melvin Gaels have got the free, and they have got possession, and they are going to try and motor forward with Jonathan Connolly, who kind of just got himself turned there. And he's got away with that one with the sideline ball. The sun coming into our commentary box here, which is going to challenge us a little bit in terms of seeing where the ball is going to be landing in around that square. Melvin Gaels go back away. David McSharry, all those brilliant frees in the first half. A pass not the most accurate. Rooney has some work to do to get it, but it's well run in the end by McNamara and quickly taken. That's key for McNamara. Brilliant, clever play. Conor Heenahan. Let's see what he's got in terms of support. Robert Malloy was the target, but the ball just was given away in the end. Melvin Gaels are suddenly in possession, and everyone in this commentary box is a little bit nervous. 2 goals and 9 points to 111. A 1-point lead for Hollymount-Carramore. Ball inside, easily picked up by Barry Sheridan. Just a bit tentative from Melvin Gaels, not kind of driving home the passes. Heenahan again, he's looking lively.
Yeah, Connor, he's a great lad. He's a young lad. He's only 17, just gone. And his late dad, Park, was a captain in 1989 when he won the intermediate title. But he's a good lad, and you can see him out there. He's a tall lad. He covers ground, and he gives us a bit of energy up front.
One good ball there. But just couldn't make anything of it when it got inside. Couldn't make anything of it when it got inside. So it's gone over the sideline and wide. 2-9 to 111. 10 minutes each way in this extra time period. If you've just joined us online, just about 3 minutes and 20 seconds or so into this second period. That's a poor kick out, easily won by Kevin Costello. Costello driving forward. This could be a real moment. Fearick tried to give it back to Costello. Might have been a point on there, and it's a free. Well, I presume is it a free in? It is a free in for touch on the ground. That was unlucky from a Melvin Gaels point of view that they did that, but Hollymount-Carramore get away with one there because they missed a chance.
Yeah, we give away possession there, trying to walk it into the goal. Like any coach in any club, you're from under 10 up, you're always saying take your points and the goals will come. And I think that's what we should have done there rather than trying to walk it in.
As we steady ourselves, I wonder will Darren Cohen I was wondering if he's going to have a quick look, but he's going to take the simple option, the straightforward option, and tap it over and keep his side on the front foot. In the first half, Cohen kicked 4 points from frees, but in the second half, not the same way. It is a free, and we're going to have Liam in here now to give us some updates from around the world on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, just a quick one to Lisa Dillon, who's tuning in now with a nice cup of tea. And Stephen Rooney is wishing Dar Rooney good luck from London. And also Mayo GA are trending in Ireland on Twitter now, so send in your tweets at local streaming.
Super stuff. Thanks very much, Liam. Wouldn't mind a cup of tea myself. We have a bit to wait for that. Darren Cohen off the crossbar. Hollymount-Carramore, that could have gone anywhere. alert there is Gallagher in the goal for Melvin Gaels, who've started this second half, or first half I should say, of extra time on the back foot really, you would say, and is going to be a free. The free is to 45, sorry, just to correct myself, so another opportunity for Hollymount-Carramore, but it hasn't been a good start to the extra time period for Melvin Gaels.
No, and that was like a déjà vu with Michael Neal Gallagher coming out in the first half where for free conceded, and they've started Hollymount-Carramore have started far better in the first period of time, and it's just like the first half, and I'm hoping it'll be like the second half. But that's definitely the scoring end down that direction. The wind is with you, and the majority of the scores got in all periods of games today has been in that end.
It's good for us because the sun is completely blinding us down the other end, so and it's probably blinding the goalkeepers too, which doesn't help things. Darren Cohn from the 45. Let's see how his strike is off the ground, and that's quite considerably wide from Cohn. You'll get that once in a while, but he's not doing too bad on the score sheet overall. 1 goal and 5 points, including the penalty, all from place balls, 5 frees as well. 2 point lead.
2 point lead, yeah, and I suppose we'd have missed Ian Costello there for the 45. Ian Costello scored 2 45s in the county final, so it would have been nice if we were still on the pitch there. But no, we've come out well now here in the start of the extra time, and we've started the stronger. But long way to go yet.
Colin Regan on the field, and he's into his 40s. Bit of a Leitrim legend. I'm just trying to check to see who's gone off, and I think I can see it now. Taylor Simpson is off. What's Regan going to bring? He came on against Eastkerry as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he brings a wealth of experience and control, and he when he gets on ball, he'll not give it away, and I suppose that's what you want. You want a cool head and experienced head, retain contact and retain possession, and maybe he'll carry these lads up with the line. I hope so.
Liam Gilmartin held them in reserve in normal time. Hollymount-Carramore continue to have the extra bit of momentum, wave upon wave of attack. Kevin Fearick decides not to look for any goal opportunities. Instead, he dinks it over the bar. That's a wonderful score from Kevin Fearick. 3 points now in the second half for Hollymount-Carramore, and they lead by 2-11 to 1-11.
Yeah, big score because in a game like here today, there'll only be 1 or 2 scores in it either way at the end. I have to compliment Barry Sheridan there at the back. He's kind of marshalling the defence really well, and that score came from him all the way up.
He's had a fine game throughout, just doing the unseen work. And Garrett, you were picking him out as well, and he's caused you a lot of trouble in there.
Yeah, no, I'm just complimenting the 2 wing forwards for Hollymount-Carramore is Kevin Fearick and Kevin Costello. They've started the second half as if it was the start at the beginning of the game, and they really he's on the ball again there now with Kevin Costello, and he's contributing a lot. There's the other lad I'm talking about, Kevin Fearick. They're really working well here.
Good hands back there. I think it's Ferguson back in there in defence. Good work from him just to save a dangerous situation. But Melvin Gaels need to get back into the scoring groove. We know they did in the first half, or at the very least, if that is the scoring goal, they need to make sure they don't concede any more scores. 3 points is about as much as you can get away with in a half of extra time of football. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half of extra time here in this intermediate semi-final, which has been a wee bit of a classic. This looks like turned over. Declan Clancy worked himself into a bit of a cul-de-sac there. He didn't have a lot of room on the sideline. Coming back up the field are Hollymount-Carramore, Stephen Cohn, and he just finds Darren Cohn, his cousin. Darren on the turn. This will be a fantastic score if he snuck it over. And it's just gone to the left and wide. Even we found that hard to tell for a second there. But nice football again from Hollymount-Carramore. A lot calmer, a lot more direct.
Yeah, a lot calmer, a lot more direct and simple. Just simple football. We got it down here to our right, worked it 2 hand passes and 1 kick. So when you go direct and you go simple, it's the easiest way to play football rather than messing around the middle.
Mistake from Michael Neal Gallagher and that kick out there, trying to find Colin Regan, but just out of his reach, and it went to a sideline ball for Hollymount-Carramore. As I said, their support have been fairly vocal now in the last few minutes as their team have come back into it. What an answer it's been in extra time. This could be a big moment as well. They're looking to see, can they add to the scores? That's Conor Heenan. He's a good start to the half. Can he add a score? As he snuck that over, Conor Heenan, we were only just talking about him a couple of minutes ago. He's had his big moment there. 4th point of extra time for Hollymount-Carramore. 2 goals and 12 points to 1-11 now.
Yeah, well done, Conor. Now, as I said, he's a young lad. I think he's only 17. I could be wrong there now, but he came on in our county semi-final as well against Balmuddish, got a score like that. So he's a big prospect for us for the future. But he done well there now. It hung in the air. It was hard to tell.
We have just about 40 seconds to go. Colin Regan telling his goalkeeper and everyone else on this team just to calm it down, and he wants just a bit of poise because he knows that wind is with them in the second half too. But it's very difficult to kind of get back the momentum when it's going against you. Melvin Gaels had their opportunity perhaps to win it. It wasn't a great chance, but it was a half chance in normal time. Will they regret that? Because they surged late on the game to score 1-2 without reply. And now it's another free in. All the momentum is with him. And a bit of back chat as well means that free is going to be taken in a bit further, and it makes Darren Cohen's life easier, and he can take some more time off the clock. 2:12 to 1:11. All the momentum with Hollymount-Carramore.
Oh, yeah, and a needless free given away there from Jonathan Connolly. Then Mouth and the free now is in an easier position. But all the experience has come from Hollymount-Carramore, and I suppose we're in uncharted waters here, and it's telling the tale.
Well, there's still the second half to come with that wind. And I seem to remember Hollymount-Carramore being 4 or 5 points up a few times before in this game, so you never write them off. But Darren Cohen has won 6 now, and that's an absolutely outstanding kick. And that's what's so good about him. He's had a couple of bad shots at goal, but he's had so many good ones as well. As half-time and extra time, 2 goals and 13 points to 1:11. A 5-point lead, sure, that's sound, isn't it, James?
It's sound for one half, but there's still another half to go. But I have to compliment them. To be honest, they were probably the only team that came out there for the start of the extra time. But there's another 10 minutes to go. But I wouldn't put my house in it, but you'd have to be a bit more confident now than you were at the end of full time. Yeah,
I suppose the difference between the 2 times you've gone into that kind of distance ahead before was it came from goals, whereas this one has come from a little spark in the attack and a couple of nice points and a kind of consistent play.
Yeah, and a few of our bigger players have stood up to the plate now. I've mentioned there Barry Sheridan, and Garrett mentioned our 2 wing forwards, the 2 Kevins, Kevin Ferrick and Kevin Costello. So and Pádraig Ferrick done well there the last 2 or 3 minutes. So when your big lads are playing well, it gives you hope. But as I said, I still wouldn't put my house in it.
Go back to Liam now for half time and extra time.
Yeah, we won't be long on this one, I'd say. Both teams staying out on the field, and David, the club chairperson, is nearby. Not a good start to the extra time period for you there.
No, definitely not. Our lads just looked a wee bit tired, but Hollymount there just seemed to have stepped it up, and just those costly 2 bad passes on our side, and that they got 2 points out of that. So, but at the same time, look, there's 10 minutes left, wee bit of a breeze. So the lads have nothing to lose. Their heads up high. So just 10 minutes to give it a whack, and you never know what would happen.
Absolutely. We hello to Lorraine Gillespie and Annie Foley, who was 100 years young a few weeks ago. Lots of players being attended to for cramp. It's really energy sapping stuff now. James, overall, you must be happy where Hollymount-Carramore find themselves now.
Oh, definitely. Coming out there at the start of the extra time, I was nervous, and as I was saying to you, that the second period of the normal game, we weren't at the races at all. So it's a total different team that came out here. Having 15 players on the pitch has swung it for us again, because Dermot Costello came back on there. He's experienced. He's one of a little bit of breaking ball around the middle. But our game is all about having an extra man at the back and pushing on up then at pace. And when you're a man down, it's very, very hard to do that.
Garrett, is there a way back for Melvin Gaels?
I'd be very fearful now, because Hollymount really, as James says there, they've got real structure in their game, and the 4 or 5 players that they mentioned there, they're really, really stepped up. The leaders, Barry Sheridan at the back, Darren Cohen's kicked some frees there you wouldn't see anywhere else in Ireland, and I suppose our lads, the leaders haven't showed up on that first period of extra time. So I'd be very fearful now, to be honest, from here on in, because there was no signs of any enthusiasm in that first period of extra time. So it's all to play for, but I would be very fearful now.
Okay, well, we'll be joining Rob in a couple of moments' time. And 32 minutes gone at Dr. Hyde Park. Mike Cullen 2-8, Michael Glavies 1 goal and 3. And we have somebody on overseas as well. Paul McGurden is saying there can be no bed for a while. Bring on the Womble, he says. I think that's your nickname, Garrett. I hope Pádraig is still sticking with us, even though things are not going Melvin Gaels' way the last few minutes. So back to you, Rob. Second half of extra time about to get underway.
Yeah, and one more chance for Melvin Gaels. 10 minutes. If there was such a thing as a timeout in a GA match, they would have taken it then anyway. So the one thing going for them is they needed that break just to regroup these young players and try and get their mindset right.
Well, that's it, I suppose, and it's a learning curve for them. This is a big stage here, and we talked about the average age of 24 as opposed to 20, and it's telling the tale here. Paul said about me coming on, I mentioned earlier about TMB. We could do it, Paul coming on here now. He's in Australia. We could do it, him back home. If he's
the famous man, Paul, who got are we talking about the same guy who got that YouTube sensational goal, or mixing them up?
Both of them are over there, yeah. Paul Oak is in England, actually, but Paul McGurran was a wing back that day. He's in Australia.
Same day as well, yeah. Well, absolutely wish you both well if you're both watching, and certainly the case. Here's the start of extra time. 10 minutes for Melvin Gaels to save this one. We thought they were beaten twice in this game and they came back, so can they do it a third time? Hollymount-Carramore might well feel like they've learnt the lessons of those stages in the first half. Both sides back to 15 men, just in case you missed it. There was a red card before half time in normal time, but of course when you go to extra time in one of those quirky rules, team is restored to its full complement. There is a free in and an opportunity for Melvin Gaels straight away just to settle their nerves and get back on track again. 2-13 to 1-11. What do you want to see from Hollymount-Carramore to close this one out?
Well, exactly that, just to close it out, maybe get a bit narrow at the back. I see Stephen Cohen started this half at centre forward, but I'd imagine he'll drift in between the two lines, the full back line and half back line. So just to close it out, no goals, keep it tight and just wind down the clock hopefully.
Recap on how many points David McSharry has in this game, and by my reckoning that's his 5th, so another free, an easier one than some of the ones he's been slotting over. 112 plays, 2 goals and 13 points. Good start to the half. Next ball is going to be crucial as well for Melvin Gaels. We're back to a 4-point game. Regan gets up and gets a hand on it, McGuinness I should say gets up and gets a hand on it, but it just didn't work out for them, and Hollymount-Carramore have it now. Kevin Fearick, we've been talking about him, he's been crucial. Very hard to pick between himself and Costello who's been more important, but they both have worked well. Fahy links well, Stephen Cohen, just to see what he can work. He steadies himself and then finds the offload, and he's got it inside to Dermot Costello. He's going around, he's got inside, he's going to just take the point. That's what they wanted, but it's a free out. And chance gone.
Chance gone, yeah. I knew what he was trying to do, but he just couldn't get away from the Melvin Gaels defender. He was wise now to look for the point rather than the goal, but the referee was correct. He took too many steps.
Too many steps after he stepped inside. Yeah, you were saying punch it over, all right, because no time to be trying for the goal. You just want to keep the pressure on. 2-13 to 1-12, 4-point lead. Melvin Gaels have just lost that opportunity to build out of defence, and it's a sideline ball to Hollymount-Carramore. Seen that happen a couple of times. The ball from the back just hasn't been accurate enough in terms of passing.
Yeah, the pace isn't there for coming out now, and you know, Hollymount-Carramore didn't close out this game when they were 6 or 7 points ahead, and I think they've learned the lesson, and I can see them finishing out this game now. They're just being cute, and you know, rightly so. Like they're not going to concede it up that easy.
Wide ball, 8 minutes or a little bit extra to change this one for Melvin Gaels. They have got the first point of the second half of extra time. David McSharry's 5th point of the game from a free. 1-12 for the men from Kinloch and around, and 2 goals and 13 points now to certainly do need a goal. 2 goals and 13 points to Hollymount-Carramore. Yeah, you're saying they need a goal, but you need to get some possession around midfield as well, Garrett, and that's not happening. Throw ball though, that could change things.
Yeah, with just some descent there, and he's going to throw the ball up. He's in the action today, the ref. I'd say give him that much.
Yeah, dramatic as well at times. As the ball breaks Hollymount-Carramore's way, well, they had the free, now they have the ball anyways. Costello going to be under pressure, and there's good stuff from Kevin Costello. He took an extra little hit as well, so it's Peter McGowan that's going to see some sort of punishment for this. I'd imagine a yellow card. It steadies things for Hollymount-Carramore. Just under 7 minutes to go. Can they book themselves a place in the intermediate final? The half-time scoreline we had is a black card for Peter McGowan. He's a huge loss. Before I give any other updates, referee feels like he pulled the player down. That's what he was signalling. Big blow for Peter McGowan.
Yeah, probably harsh as well. You know, definitely all the rules that has been in the referee, as we've seen them today, they've been shown.
McGowan goes off. We'll just keep an eye on to see who comes on for him. But the main point is anyways that's a massive blow. One of the key men today, and he's had a fantastic game. Another free, this time just going Melvin Gaels' way. And as we wait for the substitute, we wait for an injury. It's got very broken now. 2-13 to 1 goal and 12 points. It's a 4-point lead still for Hollymount-Carramore, and Peter McGowan has been black carded. We hear that Mike Cullen lead Micheál Glavies 2 goals and 8 points to 1-3 at half time. 2 subs come on there, so we'll just confirm those 2 subs. Who's come on for the black card? Do we spot that?
Kevin Sweeney has come on there.
So Sweeney has to fulfill big boots there. As McGowan that's down injured. It's Clancy that's on the ball for the free when eventually it's going to be taken. Another black card. And suddenly the black cards become the latest thing that's happening in this game. All of a sudden Dermot Costello has gone off. He's a bit of a loss because he made a bit of an impact the next time, but maybe those 10 minutes were nearly enough. He did a fine job in the first half.
Yeah, I'd say if Dermot hadn't got the black card, he'd probably been taken off just to rest his legs again and bring someone fresh on. But I have to agree with Garrett. The ref is very technical. He's probably technically right in a lot of them, but you know, sometimes it'd be nice to let the game flow a little bit. Inter Maloney has come on for us, but that's a substitution even before Dermot went off. So
Regan gets the ball off Conley. Conley was in a good position for a split second, but just kind of converged upon him, the Hollymount-Carramore defence. But they've worked it back to Jesse McGuinness, charging onto this maybe and seeing can they get something out of this. Or Melvin Gaels with Paul Simpson. Ball's worked its way out. Goal chance, and it's driven just over the bar from Micheál Ferguson. He had a wonder goal in the intermediate county final for Melvin Gaels. He's taken it back to a 3-point game, but that was some chance.
Yeah, that's it. And you know, he won the county final first. He got an all-important goal, and the year before that, he won on the 21 final for them as well with an opportunist goal. That would have took maybe the writing off the ball off the crossbar, but it's only a point, so there's still the 3 points in it.
2-13 to 1-13, thanks to Micheál Ferguson's point. He snuck up the field there and no one spotted him, and he was nearly in for a massive goal. Hollymount-Carramore haven't put this game to bed just yet, that's for sure. 1-13 to 2-13. Another free in. I've heard of scoring goals before, but it feels like almost every score has come bar a couple of goals down the other end. There's been pretty much all coming at this end. Dave McSharry has a chance to bring this back to a 2-point game. Makes me want to check the clock and see where that is, but the opportunities are there and the game is still alive from a Melvin Gaels point of view. 6 minutes gone in extra time, 4 minutes to go. There'll be a minute anyways, I imagine, for stoppages. So maybe 5 minutes. Definitely worth going for the point, I'd say. McSharry. Well, it's rare we've said this. In fact, I think that's the first time he's missed one today. He's missed to the right and wide. For a right-footed kicker, it was a tough kick. Stays 3-point game. They're going to have to go for goals now, I'd say. I
thought he would have maybe dropped that into the square, because that was a good distance out. He went, I suppose, probably was right to probably take a point off it. But even if he had went with direction, dropped it in, the chances are maybe something could have rebounded.
A goal will bring it to a replay next week as the tension builds. 2-13 to 1-13. Hollymount-Carramore, can they put this game away? Melvin Gaels, can they continue the comeback? That's not where Simpson wanted that to go, and it's broken down, and it's a free out for Hollymount-Carramore. They were free played a slight advantage, but they have it now. But it was the initial ball in that just had too much height on it and not necessarily what they wanted to do. That's dangerous. Pork Fear has a lot of work to do there. Yeah, it didn't travel the 13 metres, but you don't often see that given, even though it is the correct call. Fahy. Here's Sheridan. And Hollymount-Carramore might well just be able to get their way up the field. If they get another score, you would pretty much say it could be the clincher. Here's Micheál Ferguson back there. A few minutes ago, he had the goal chance. He's back in defence now. Colin Regan. He's like a coach on the field almost. He's just kind of getting in the middle of it every so often saying, yeah, give me the ball. Now go again, lads. And he's got them motoring. Melvin Gaels need a goal. Don't think there's enough time to kick 3 points. 2.5 minutes. That's a late hit. And they've got the free from where the ball lands. Rooney had the ball in his hands in a good position, but I don't think he was going to do anything other than work to score. So McSharry go for the point here?
I think he will, yeah. It's just a pity, in hindsight, I would have liked to have seen Colin Regan for maybe the last 5 minutes of the normal time. He's brought a bit of experience to this now and settled them down in this second period of extra time. Hopefully there's time left. If he can knock this over the bar, which he has.
Yeah, McSharry not rattled by the last miss, which was from a tougher angle. He has another score, 6 for him on the day, and good going from the man in the number 10 shirt for Melvin Gaels. He's been outstanding throughout. 1-14 for Melvin Gaels, 2 goals and 13 points for Hollymount-Carramore. It's a 2-point game, minute and 30 seconds plus whatever additional time. It's not over yet.
No, it's not over yet, no. And I see Richie Bell has just come on there for Declan Ferrick. There's a few lads going down with cramp, and in fairness, it's a long game of football. But it's still there to be played for. There's 2 minutes left, and Melvin Gaels are playing into the scoring goal.
Won't forget this game for some time, that's for sure. It's been a bit of a classic. Extra time, Connacht Intermediate semi-final. Looks like Mike Cullen going to be in that final in 2 weeks' time. Who will join them? It's a 2-point ball game. Melvin Gaels need another couple of scores. Can they dig it out? A lot of drama around that play. A lot of calls from the fans feeling that it was a free to Hollymount-Carramore. It's gone the other way, and literally every single Hollymount-Carramore fan in the stand has got off their feet to say that was a bad call. That seems harsh.
Yeah, myself and Gareth are both in agreement here now. It looked like a free the other way, but he's bringing it up then just to rub it into us. But.
And just you all can see for yourselves that's not 13 metres, that's about 24 metres. Anyways, now there's a little off the ball shove, which only adds to it. Hollymount-Carramore player is running across the free taker, and now the referee is saying get up, and saying it really dramatically as well, which just doesn't. It's going to add to the ire. I presume they have to go for goal here.
Yeah, and we have to drop it into the square, and we've had everything here today. And in fairness to the referee as well, this is an absolute spectacle of a match between both teams that really, really give everything, and it's great. It's great to be part of it.
And the noise from the crowd and the tension. McSharry, is he going to go for the point? He's going to drop it in. Has he kicked it wide? He's kicked it wide. looks to the heavens. The blue sky above him isn't going to offer any answers. He's been fantastic today, and that is so harsh. 1 minute additional time. We're bang on 10 minutes of the second half of extra time, so bang on 20 minutes for extra time. 2:13 for Hollymount-Carramore, 1:14 for Melvin Gaels. If he had got that, they would have had time for a shot to level it, but as it is now, they have to go for goal if they get it at all.
Yeah, well, I think the ghost is up. The referee has gone over now to the sideline or some.
He's talking to someone from the management team as well. Well, there's never been I tell you, it's been some dramatic. He's going to sleep well tonight, Mr. Hare. He's had plenty of work to do. He's probably the most tired man out there as the ball is kicked long and it's going to go over all the Hollymount-Carramore players and break to Colin Regan. One last moment for the long-standing hero. Micheál Ferguson gets the free. They need to drop this in, Melvin Gaels. A goal will win it now. Regan takes on his man. Fearick tries to stick with him. Regan's gone down the cul-de-sac and he's given the free away for travelling. And the Hollymount-Carramore fans feel that could be the moment. An extra bit of pushing and shoving that's probably not needed, but they just needed to shut that gap, James, and they did that.
Yeah, exactly. They were cute there now. They didn't let the man through. They want to bring... and I see number 4 from Melvin Gaels, straight red card for off the ball.
Yeah, so Ryan goes off. God, the supporters are fired up of both sides now. We saw in the first half the same kind of reaction to one of the red cards but that went against Hollymount-Carramore. Ryan is gone. That's a disappointing end for his day. He's put in a battling day. This should be it, I'd say. Judging by our clock, we're a minute and a half over the allotted time. Hollymount-Carramore just need to keep possession. I say that like it's easy. Louis Mackin has the ball. The full-time whistle goes. Hollymount-Carramore with a huge result. They're into the Connacht final, where they'll play either Mike Cullen or Michael Glavies, and we expect it to be Mike Cullen based on the half-time scoreline. Desperate disappointment for Melvin Gaels, Gareth, but what a win for Hollymount.
Yeah, great. And I suppose the best team won today. You know, we left ourselves a lot of work to do in the second half of normal time and in the second half of that extra time, and it just came unstuck. But credit has to go to both sets of players. It was a fantastic game. You know, played in a wonderful setting, lovely conditions, everything. Football was the winner here today. Unfortunately, we didn't come out on the right side of it. But players out there today will have learned a lot. The likes of Dara Rooney, these other guys going forward. Rigo will probably throw the bags in the boot no more than myself and forget about football for now, but it was great to see him finishing off in a Connacht semi-final, and you know we have a lot of pluses to take out of today's game.
Absolutely incredible effort from Melvin Gaels, and we'll be talking about that in the post-game analysis. Heroic stuff at times. The comebacks in normal time will live long in the memory and made this an absolute classic game. And that goal from Jesse McGuinness, it's just unfortunate that it won't be one of those moments that also involved a victory, because it certainly was one of those moments that was in the annals of Melvin Gaels football. This performance will give them great confidence for next season, and if they ever end up back in this stage of the championship, they'll believe in themselves.
Well, that's it too. You know, realistically wise, we're a senior club in Leitrim, and we got relegated last year because just the things didn't work, but we came back right up, and you know we're heading in the right direction and things have been put into perspective, and you know the only way is up for us.
Okay, final score. Hollymount-Carramore 2 goals and 13 points. Melvin Gaels 1 goal and 14 points. I see coming up the steps Kevin Fearick and Darren Cohen. I go back to Liam.
Thank you very much, Rob. Job well done there. Thank you very much as the Hollymount-Carramore supporters celebrate on the field. Disappointment for Melvin Gaels. I'm joined by their chairperson David Gillespie here. And David, a heroic effort by Melvin Gaels, but just came up a little bit short, as Gareth said in the end.
Yeah, just at the end, extra time there just proved that wee bit difficult for us. I'd say just in the last closing moments, when we got the goal in that and drew level, we had an opportunity. The shot just went into the goalie's hands. If that had to go over the bar, look at things, if what could have happened. But they gave it everything out there. They didn't leave anything behind them. They can hold their heads up very high. They're great ambassadors for not only themselves but for their community, their club and everybody else. And football was the winner here today. It was great, and it's great to be part of it. But what they got out there today is experience, and you can't buy that experience anywhere. So that'll help all of them lads and everyone else to move on and to lift things and brighter future ahead.
Okay, and just one quickly before we have 2 Hollymount-Carramore players. Jarlath Gillespie is going to get a bit of experience. Come in here, Jarlath. I know you want to say hello to some people who are watching today in your disappointment.
I'd just like to say hello to my cousins Fergal, Sive and Maeve, who are in Kerry, and I'd like to say happy birthday to my friend Dylan Mulhern.
Well done, Jarlath. Thank you very much, and hard luck today. Thank you. I'm joined by now Darren Cohen and Kevin Fearick, 2 members of the Hollymount-Carramore team who played a huge part there. And I don't know how you got up the steps, lads, because there wasn't. If you could just come a little bit closer, if you could. A lot of energy expended out there, Kevin.
Yeah, it was tough work, especially as extra time. Could barely move out there. The day as well was nice and warm. So at least he got through it in the end.
It looked like he had Melvin Gaels killed off in normal time, but they came back powerfully.
Yeah, there's the goals. If we didn't concede a goal when we get through that game, then they got the goal, and then they get the benefit of the freaking down in the end. But we got through it.
So you're into a Connacht final now. This is a great progress considering your disappointment last year in the Mayo final.
Yeah, it's one more step. I think it's Mike Cullen we have, so I don't know where that's going to be played, but it's all about hunger for us. We think we're going to win it, and that's the thing, to push on, not just the Connacht, to the All-Ireland. So that's the biggest thing with us. We have a good plan of players, so hopefully we can just get through it. Okay,
your colleague beside you, Darren, got a lot of important scores there. Every score was important today though, Darren.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Trying to catch my breath still. No, huge battle out there. We were expecting it. We knew these boys were going to be ready for us, and it's just a matter, could we get up to the standard that they were going to set out there. It took us time, but thankfully we got there in the end. And as I said, every score is vital. I know I missed a few myself. I'll have to work on them again, but no, every score is vital, and thankfully next time they managed to tack a few on there early in the first period and got us over the line in the end.
A tight game like that, a battle like that, really, it's been dubbed a classic by the commentary team here. That'll surely stand to you.
It'll surely stand to us. It'll take a lot out of us too, that's the only thing. But no, we'll recover right for it. I don't know when the Connacht finds, I don't know, 2 weeks probably or something. It'll stand to us, but it'll take a lot out of us. So we can learn a lot from that, and we can build on what we've done out there as well.
Okay, Kevin, so it'll be rest and recuperation this week. Tom can only give you the week off, I guess.
Yeah, ice baths and no hills now, hopefully, on ice this week. But yeah, it's all about recovery. A few of us putting in knocks going in there as well. It's just hard, the 2 week period, hopefully now will give us a chance. But for a battle again, yeah. But
that's going to be a big part of it now. Who is standing Monday or Tuesday after that? Because players are going down with all sorts of knocks and cramps. And
yeah, it's a long battle. Like as we said, even from the last game against the Neil, there was still a few injuries coming in from that. So it's this time of the year. It's a long year. So it's just recovery is the main thing.
Okay, Darren, looking forward to the Connacht final.
Absolutely, yeah. Uncharted territory for us. So we're going to give it everything we have. We'll prepare well, we'll recover well, and we'll give it everything. And hopefully that'll get us out on the right side of my call, and I think it is, yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us, Kevin and Darren, from the Hollymount-Carramore, victorious Hollymount-Carramore team today. James Regan is there as well, and I see Barry Sheridan coming up too. James is going to join us. Thanks, lads. And Gareth Foley has moved on, our Melvin Gaels co-commentator. But James, you would... the union contract, I don't know to the extent of the extra 20 minutes there. We can have to sort that again. It was hard enough watching it. What was it like playing, I wonder? Out there?
Oh yeah, like when I ran out there to the lads, you know, they're knackered. They're absolutely shattered out there. Like every single one of them, and on both sides. You know, like an extra 20 minutes of football at the end of a hard game. You know, they gave it everything. We're dead proud of them lads out there. You know, like you can see them. They're limping, they're bleeding, they're hobbling. You know, so. But they're still there. They're still in the championship.
Our next guest is Barry Sheridan. If you could come in, Barry. And I know that, James, before you go, you felt Barry played a crucial role there today in holding the middle.
Oh, like I said it to Gareth, I thought it was probably Barry's best game for the club. I thought the amount of work he'd done off the ball and blocked up that, you know, channel down the middle. Like Barry wouldn't be renowned for having a cool head, but he had a cool head today, and he done a job for us, and I was dead proud of him. Yeah.
Okay, we will let Barry in as well. Barry, thank you for joining us. There was nothing easy out there, Barry. It was an epic collision, really.
Yeah, it was tough. Now the full, however long it was, 70, 80 minutes. We were running on empty there for the last 10, 15 minutes, but we had a lot more in the tank than them in the end, I thought, anyways. But
you remained quite composed in extra time, didn't you?
Yeah, even in the dressing room we were saying we knew we had the legs to push on and make them, because they were running on it, they were finished, they were out of steam there at the end of normal time, and we knew going out we were going to win it. There was no losing that time.
Was getting the 15th man back on for extra time a big factor?
Yeah, that made an awful difference, because that meant I could step back and do my job without having to push up on their kickouts and stuff. But because once Conor got sent off, they had fellas running through the middle for the 30, 40 minutes, however long he was off for. But yeah, we knew we weren't going to lose it once that final whistle went.
There was a lot of talk after the county final that you'd got a monkey off your back, so to speak. Is progressing to the next stage, I mean, are you in some ways liberated by this? It's exciting stuff now as opposed to the county final, there was pressure to win it?
Yeah, the pressure's off now. We knew, once we bet the Neil, we knew we had a chance of going on and representing the county and doing the county proud. We knew we were well able for it with the pressure off, and we could push on and do it for Mayo.
Early to bed tonight?
Yeah, 2 weeks to prepare for the county final or Connacht final. I'm really looking forward to it now. Really looking forward to it.
Okay, well done, Barry. Thank you for joining us as well.
Thanks. I just want to say, Paul, I forgot to mention on the last week, Shane O'Brien out in San Fran watching this.
You mentioned earlier here in fact.
Yeah, my cousins in Ennis, they're watching as well. The cheerleaders.
Porrick's appearance here has trended worldwide, hasn't it?
Well, it definitely trended in Hollymount-Carramore anyways.
Okay, well, everybody kept their hands in the right places today, so everything is okay then.
Yeah, I got a bit of stick for that. I was trying to keep my hands to myself for it.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you very much, Barry. Well done. To the victors, the spoils here, so at Elvery's McHale Park, Hollymount-Carramore marching on to the Connacht Intermediate Football Final after defeating a very gallant young Melvin Gaels side here in today's Connacht semi-final. Thank you for joining us wherever you joined us from. Thanks to our team of Anthony Morden on camera, Ada Welch, photographer, Rob Murphy, our match commentator. He's joined by Gareth Foley from Melvin Gaels as co-commentator, and James Regan, the Hollymount-Carramore co-commentator, and to Liam Henley, our young social media, our junior correspondent today as well. We hope you enjoyed the coverage, and we do hope you'll join us again. If your club has some event you'd like to stream, visit our website localstreaming.club. Thank you.